Urban Cultivation, starting my immortal path from Key Refining Level 1. Hey! Look who's back for more adventures. We love having you here to continue this story that keeps us all awake. Important note, all of this is pure fiction, so don't try any techniques you hear here in real life, your neighbor might call the cops. This amazing novel and all its rights belong to the original author, we're just the ones giving it voice and drama. Are you enjoying the show? Prove it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and leaving that like that motivates us so much. And if you want VIP access to exclusive content, our Patreon is waiting with things you won't find anywhere else. Chapter 526, Drunk Dilemma. Zhang Yuge. Zhang Magu's sister is actually called Zhang Yuge. Hearing this name, Su Yang was dumbfounded on the spot, and the hand holding the wine bowl hung in the air. What the hell? Zhang Yuge, isn't this Fixun's good friend, and a photography major, whom he met some time ago? This Zhang Yuge has short hair and likes to wear jazz clothes. At that time, Su Yang thought it was a man. Seeing Zhang Yuge and Li Fixun hugging and kissing each other, and Li Fixun calling Zhang Yuge brother, Su Yang was very angry. Later he found out that Li Fixun called her Jej, and Zhang Yuge was a girl with delicate and beautiful features. Could that Zhang Yuge be Zhang Magu's sister? According to Brother Magu, his sister is a prodigy in the ancient martial arts world, so she must be very powerful, and I've noticed Fixun's best friend, Zhang Yuge, and there's no fluctuation of true energy in her body. She can't hide from my perception, so she must be an ordinary person. Besides, Brother Magu's sister is in great danger. I'm afraid she's been brutally killed by Zeman Huxeo. Thinking of this, Su Yang sighed and thought to himself, forget it, it's probably just a coincidence of names. I don't need to bring it up, lest I give Brother Magu hope and then disappoint him. Young Master Su, what's wrong with you? Zhang Magu asked puzzledly, noticing Su Yang's stunned silence. Nothing, Su Yang shook his head, then said, Zhang Yuge, Brother Magu, your sister's name is really well chosen. Ha ha ha, it's really well chosen, Brother Magu. Your father must love watching SpongeBob SquarePants, right? Did he give you a nickname, like Patrick Star? As soon as the words left his mouth, Wang Fuge realized that this didn't seem very nice. It was really inappropriate to joke about Zhang Magu's deceased sister's name. Wang Fuge, slightly embarrassed, began to explain. Haha, my dad doesn't like it, but my mom loves SpongeBob. However, Zhang Magu didn't take it seriously, instead laughing, Brother Fuge, you're such a good brother. You even guessed my nickname, ahem. Wang Fuge coughed dryly, unable to resist asking, Brother Magu, is your nickname really Patrick Star? Well, I hate to admit it, but it's true. Zhang Magu awkwardly rubbed the bridge of his nose, then rolled up his sleeves, revealing his left arm. He said helplessly, Brother Fuge, young Master Su, look, this is the tattoo my mom had done for me when I turned 18. Mine is Patrick Star, and my sister's is Squidward. Su Yang and Wang Fuge looked over curiously, and indeed, they saw a Patrick Star tattoo on Zhang Magu's arm. Though only the size of a fist, it was incredibly lifelike. What a talent. I'm speechless. Wang Fuge was stunned. Okay, let's toast your sister a glass of wine, Su Yang said. Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu naturally agreed, picking up their glasses and downing the entire topic. After a brief moment of sadness, Zhang Magu quickly emerged from his gloom. The dead cannot be resurrected, so the living must look forward. For the past 2 years, Zhang Magu had been living an extremely tiring life, training day and night, pushing himself to the limit. However, ever since he conceded defeat to Zeman Huxeo in the ring, he had found relief. Then, the three of them gathered together, chatting and laughing. The tavern's own brew, a slightly lower proof wine, had already been consumed by a whole jar. Su Yang, having a rare evening of joy, hadn't used his spiritual energy to neutralize the alcohol, and so he too felt tipsy and dazed. He hadn't felt this way in a long time. Brother Magu, after 3 rounds of wine and 5 dishes, how about we play a song together? A drunken Wang Fuge excitedly suggested. Haha, great, I couldn't ask for more. Zhang Magu was instantly excited. He stood up quickly, stumbling and almost falling. Fortunately, Wang Fuge caught him, otherwise he would have fallen flat on his face. Brother Magu, you can't drink much? You can't stand after just a few drinks, Wang Fuge mocked. But as soon as he finished speaking, he felt dizzy and fell to the ground. Before he fell, he pulled Zhang Magu with him, so that they fell together, Zhang Magu on top of Wang Fuge. Haha, Brother Fuge, You're the only one mocking me. Wait, what the hell, Brother Fuge? How come you have two identical arms? Zhang Magoo stood up unsteadily and couldn't help but mutter, what's going on? Am I drunk and my eyes are blurry? Zhang Magoo looked at Wang Fuge's arm again. Wang Fuge had always worn long-sleeved clothes, with only his hands exposed. If you didn't look closely, you wouldn't have noticed that both hands were left. However, by the time he looked over, Wang Fuge had already straightened his clothes and muttered, Brother Magoo, what's the point of talking about hands and feet? Hurry up and perform. I can't wait to play the suona. With that, Wang Fuge, on a whim, pulled out his suona. Great, great. In ancient times, there was Boya and Ziki, a high mountain meeting a flowing river. Now there's Magoo and Fuge. The big drum meets the suona. Just thinking about that scene makes me excited. Zhang Magoo was overwhelmed with excitement and quickly picked up the animal skin drum that lay nearby. As a descendant of Fenggang, he was required to carry both the big and small drums. Naturally, when Zhang Magoo came to drink, he had also brought the animal skin drum with him, which he had just placed next to the table. Now, Zhang Magoo, drunk, staggered slightly as he carried the animal skin drum. Next to him, Wang Fuge had already begun playing the suona, his rhythmic voice resounding. Brother Fuge, this is bad. I've lost something very important. I can't work with you anymore, Zhang Magoo suddenly said. Wang Fuge stopped playing his suona and hurriedly asked, what's missing, drum? Zhang Magoo's face was filled with seriousness. My big animal skin drum is missing. What should I do, Brother Fuge? It's an heirloom from my ancestors. Su Yang, standing nearby, thought something was truly lost. Upon hearing this, he looked at the animal skin drum slung across Zhang Magoo's shoulders and was immediately furious. What the hell, isn't this a complete idiot? What? Your animal skin drum is missing. Wang Fuge's expression instantly grew serious upon hearing this. He said seriously, don't worry, Brother Magoo. I'll help you find it. We're sure it'll be found. Where could a drum that big go? Wang Fuge lowered his head and shuffled back and forth, trying to find the animal skin drum for Zhang Magoo. Oh well. Two idiots. Su Yang couldn't stand it any longer and was about to remind them, but suddenly remembered that if they found the big animal skin drum, wouldn't the two of them have to perform on the spot? I don't want to be provoked. I have to send them away. Su Yang shook his head and said, Young Master Wang, Brother Magoo. I just saw someone steal your drum and run to the west. You guys go and catch up. I'll stay and guard the wine table. Fuck, which blind bastard dared to steal my drum? Young Master Su, thank you for reminding me. You are worthy of being my good brother. Upon hearing this, Zhang Magoo was instantly furious, his eyes red. After thanking Su Yang, he carried the big animal skin drum and walked drunkenly to the west. Chapter 527, Ink Blade. A plum blossom stands proudly in the snow. Brother Magoo, wait for me. Wang Fuge was so drunk that his eyes were blurry, and he staggered after him. The two of them walked in a style similar to that of zombies, especially Zhang Magoo, who was particularly funny. Two big fools, you're killing me with laughter. Su Yang was also drunk, and at this moment he was laughing heartily, feeling extremely happy. Once people drink, they become very emotional, whether they are happy, sad, or angry, they will be infinitely magnified. Su Yang was in a good mood now, sitting alone at the table, drinking his wine comfortably, feeling very relaxed. Su Yang, Yao Yao is seriously injured and unconscious, and you still have the mind to drink here. At this moment, Jin Shangsu, dressed in white, quietly came and stood in front of Su Yang, her beautiful face slightly angry. It's Zuir? Su Yang, still slightly tipsy, chuckled softly. Thanks to my treatment, Yao Yao is no longer seriously ill. She's awake now and eating at the Jilfang Inn. Am I right, Su Yang? Jin Shangsu smiled. Cultivators are truly unique. Even from such a distance, you can sense what Yao Yao is doing. Haha, not all cultivators have that ability. It's just that you, a man, am different. Su Yang smiled, then suddenly grabbed Jin Shangsu's hand. Taking advantage of his drunken stupor, he said, Come, Zuir, lie in my arms. I want to be close to you. What's wrong with you? Have you been drinking? Jin Shangsu frowned, trying to shake Su Yang's hand off. Since they met, Su Yang had behaved like a gentleman, always keeping his distance from Jin Shangsu. They had only held hands once or twice, and no other contact. Now Su Yang actually asked her to lie in his arms, which caught Jin Shangsu off guard. However, Su Yang's alcohol had taken over, and his right hand held on tightly, preventing Jin Shangsa from breaking free. In the ancient town of Wudang, in a secluded tavern, moonlight streamed down like water. Ancient buildings, surrounded by the chirping of insects and birds, a gentle breeze, and a peaceful, gentle time. The scene was truly beautiful. Meanwhile, in the distance, in the darkness, deep in the mist, Master Modeo witnessed this scene, his face turning green with rage. Damn it! Furious, Modeo hammered a nearby towering tree, his eyes brimming with fury. His love for Jin Shangsu was profound, a love he had held within him for over a decade. Even after Jin Shangsu left Jiufang Mountain and disappeared for years, Modeo still clung to her. Even after Jin Shangsu returned and gave birth to twins, Modeo remained undeterred and remained willing to accept her, dedicating himself to being her stepfather. But Jin Shangsu wouldn't give him a chance, not even a single one. Over the past 4 or 5 years, Modeo had confessed his feelings to Jin Shangsu more than once, only to be met with ruthless rejection. Modeo wasn't angry, on the contrary, his affection for Jin Shangsu only grew, and he remained silently supportive. He waited for 4 or 5 years, with no regrets. At that moment, his teeth nearly broke, tears streaming down his face, a suicidal urge. A single plum blossom stands proudly in the snow, just for my beloved, to spread her fragrance. Loving the one I love, without regrets. Just then, Modeo's phone rang. The mournful music of a single plum blossom instantly echoed, fitting the scene. After a few seconds' pause, Modeo took a deep breath and answered. Disciple. This is your master, Zhujizi. There's a tavern 50 miles north of Wudang ancient town. I'll be waiting for you there. Lin Yuan's voice rang through the phone, but before Modeo could respond, he hung up. Tavern? Why is it a tavern again? Modeo yelled hysterically. What are you doing here in the middle of the night? Who the hell is that? You scared me. Shut up. Get out of here. If you yell again, I'll kill you. The ancient town of Wudang is now filled with the geniuses and elites of the major forces in the ancient martial arts world. Modeo's sudden yelling naturally made him a target of rejection. Su Yang, just wait for me. Modeo was alone, so he naturally didn't dare to act arrogant. After throwing a harsh word at Su Yang from a distance, he ran away in shame. On the other side. Tavern. Jin Shangsu said seriously, Su Yang, stop messing around. Let's talk business. After the first round of the 100-sex martial arts competition, I and the elites of several other forces have drawn lots to determine the opponents for the 20 who advanced, Jin Shangsu said with a serious expression. Unfortunately, Su Yang, your opponent is very powerful. So powerful that I have never seen her use her full strength. Do you know who she is? P.S. I wish you all a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Chapter 528. What bad intentions could Su Yang have? Who? Su Yang suddenly became serious and asked in confusion. Have I seen her before? Her name is Shimashei, and she is from Mount Ganga, Jin Shangsu responded. Shimashei, Su Yang frowned and said, what kind of name is this? It's so strange. Shimashei comes from the Yi ethnic group and is a Yi girl. Jin Shangsu smiled gently and said, these 4 characters mean beautiful woman in the Yi ethnic group. Shimashei is indeed worthy of this name. She is very beautiful, it's just that she has never shown her face before, so no one in the ancient martial arts world knows her. Otherwise, the status of Lan Maoi and I will be challenged. Jin Shangsu smiled playfully and said, now there are many young geniuses who give her a name, called Zishei, Naxabilan Zishei. Su Yang, don't you want to get to know her and have a romantic encounter with her? Tisk. Su Yang curled his lips when he heard this and said, what Zishei? No matter how beautiful she is not as beautiful as you, Zuir. Tomorrow at the 100-sex martial arts competition, you just see if I can beat her to death, slippery tongue? Jin Shangsu glanced at Su Yang with a smile, then solemnly warned, this Shimashei is truly formidable. Su Yang, you must not be careless. During her competition, Yao Yao was injured by Song Qin Gaiang. I took Yao Yao away from the scene and didn't see her abilities, but she's already been labeled the dark horse of this 100-sex competition. She's in the same league as Wang Yiwuji, a prodigy, Jin Shangsu said seriously. In the 100-sex competition, life and death are at stake. Su Yang, if you feel you're no match for her, you must surrender immediately. Don't be reckless. Okay, I understand. Su Yang nodded, but inwardly he didn't take Shimashei seriously. Currently, Su Yang had reached the peak of the 9th level of key training, just one step away from establishing his foundation. Combined with the close area worlds, the 100 Worlds reincarnation fist, the blood sacrifice secret technique, and various other treasures, his combat power was absurdly formidable, not to mention the Wudang chain formations. Well, as long as you know what's going on, Jin Shangsu nodded, then said, it's getting late. I'll go back to the Jilfang Inn. Take your time drinking, bang. Chirp. Bang. Suddenly, from a distance, the deafening sound of a large animal skin drum and the shrill, melodious blast of a suona came. This startled Su Yang and Jin Shangsu, and they immediately stopped what they were doing. Jin Shangsu stood nearby, her face flushed, shyly adjusting her hair. Who is so blind as to ruin my good deeds? Su Yang looked over, furious, only to see Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu staggering towards them. They were still drunk, groggy, and walking like zombies. Wang Fuge cradled his suona, his cheeks puffed out, and he played with such vigor. As for Zhang Magu, he seemed to have recovered. He found the animal skin drum on his shoulder and began to beat it vigorously. Fuck it, Su Yang gritted his teeth and said angrily, young Master Wang, Zhang Magu, what are you doing? Can't you see that Zuir and I are having a romantic time? Young Master Su, of course we saw it. Zhang Magu carried a big animal skin drum and said with a smile, but don't people in the upper class like to play some music at romantic moments? I see many Western restaurants have music performances. It's a rare opportunity to see the sweet moment between you and your sister-in-law. Brother Fuge and I decided to play some music for you to add to the romantic atmosphere, Zhang Magu said with a smile. Young Master Su, Wang Fuge next to him said proudly, this is my idea, what do you think? Isn't it great? Haha, you don't have to answer, I understand, you must be very touched now, Wang Fuge said righteously, however, we are good brothers, this is what we should do, no need to thank us, also, Brother Magu and I will work together to perform talents, so the appearance fee should at least be comparable to that of a first-line star, at least 1 or 200,000. Wang Fuge said generously, but we are good brothers, how about this, I'll give you a discount, fuck you, I see you two are drunk. I'm going to break your bones right now. Su Yang walked towards Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu with a dark face and clenched fists ferociously. Fuck, young Master Su, stop it. I won't brag, okay, wait a minute, young Master Su, this isn't my fault. It was Brother Fuge's idea. Fuck, Brother Magu, you're so disloyal. I treated you like a brother, and you actually betrayed me, Brother Fuge, I'm sorry. Brothers are birds of the same forest, but when disaster strikes, they fly away. Brothers are meant to be betrayed. Chapter 529, 20-10. Outside the tavern. Seeing the despicable Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu, Su Yang couldn't help it and started fighting. The scene was very chaotic for a while. Seeing this, Jin Shangsu smiled and then jumped away from the scene. After fighting for more than 10 minutes, Su Yang stopped. Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu were also sober. Of course. Su Yang couldn't really fight, he was just making a fuss. The three of them sat down and drank for a while. Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu became more and more excited as they talked, and insisted on performing their talents again. Su Yang didn't want his ears to be polluted, so he left. Originally, Su Yang lived in a hotel in Mount Tai, but during the day, he had just had an argument with the owner of Mount Tai, so he didn't want to go to the Mount Tai hotel to avoid feeling uncomfortable. So, Su Yang used the A World Away skill and quickly arrived at the Jilfang Inn. When he arrived, Su Yaoyao had eaten and rested. So Su Yang didn't disturb Su Yaoyao, but asked the people of Jilfang Mountain to arrange a room for him. Young Master Su, please come upstairs. The ancient warriors of Jilfang Mountain, whether young prodigies or the elders who protected them, were all extremely respectful to Su Yang and immediately arranged the best room for him. Thank you. After thanking him, Su Yang strode upstairs to a room on the 5th floor and pushed the door open. Immediately afterwards, Ali appeared. From beginning to end, Ali had never left Su Yang's side, merely hiding in the shadows. Master, that Modeo received a phone call and left Wudang Ancient Town, Ali whispered. Yes, I noticed, Su Yang smiled softly, then said, don't worry about him. His poison skills are far inferior to that of the old poisoner, however, if he dares to set his sights on Zuir again, I will not let him off lightly. At the end, Su Yang's eyes were icy cold. He had always seen Modeo as a mere ant, never considering him a rival. Ali, suddenly, Su Yang thought of something and asked, where did that kid Susan go? Why is there no trace of him in Wudang? Su Yang now controlled Wudang's chain formation. Every blade of grass and tree in Wudang was under his control whenever he wished. Master, while you were drinking, I went to see Yao Yao. We chatted for a while, and she said Xing had been taken away by his mother. Ali replied. Later, I learned that Mistress Qianshanxu had Su Xing sent back to Jilfang Mountain. Apparently, he was being confined for running away. Haha, that brat deserves it. He deserves a severe punishment. Su Yang smiled and stopped dwelling on the matter. He then sat cross-legged on his bed and began to meditate. Over the past 2 days, Su Yang had gained a lot. First, he obtained the spire of the Void Tower, and then the chain formation of Wudang Mountain. It's a pity, however, that the spire can't be connected to the Void Tower now. The Void Tower currently only has the lower 3 levels, and they must be completed layer by layer. I heard Yao Yao mention before that the treasure of the former leader of Jilfang Mountain is likely on the 4th level of the Void Tower. That treasure was stolen by Su Xing when he ran away from home. Now that Su Xing has returned to Jilfang Mountain, it must have been taken back there. After the 100 sex martial competition, I must go to Jilfang Mountain to see it with my own eyes. If it is indeed the 4th level of the Void Tower, I must take it back at all costs. The Void Tower is incredibly powerful. Although Su Yang cannot fully activate it yet, it is better to be prepared. Speaking of strength, Su Yang could reach the foundation establishment stage at any time, but he wanted to experience another heart-wrenching battle. Only through the baptism of battle can one's foundation be strengthened, and steady progress leads to greater achievements. Shimashei, I wonder if she can let me use my full strength. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow's competition, Su Yang muttered to himself, then closed his eyes slightly and began to practice the 9-nether prison suppression technique. And so, a silent night ensued. The next day, the sun shone brightly. Today was the day for the 100 sex martial arts competition, where the top 20 would be the top 10. The ancient martial arts community's spectators had been waiting in the arena for a long time. The top 20 of the 100 sex martial arts competition were filled with talent. In the first track, Taoist Wang Yi. In the second track, Zimin Longyan. In the third track, Songqin Guiyang. In the fourth track, Zhao Zunhuan, the prodigy of the sword sect. In the fifth track, Wang Fuying. In the sixth track, Zhao Zero. In the seventh track, the small border town of Linelin. In the eighth track, Wang Yinhu, the heir of Fushan's leg techniques. In the ninth track, Shi Jiushan. In the 10th track, Wuji, the disciple of Buddha. In the 11th track, Shimashei of Mount Ganga. In the 12th track, Du Fiang of the Du family of Shenzhen City. Then came the 8 resurrection matches. The prodigies who advanced in the resurrection matches weren't supposed to shine, after all, they had lost to those who had advanced previously. However, Su Yang and Zeman Huxia were exceptions, both voluntarily surrendered. There is also a Modeo Gongzi in the depths of the clouds, who is ridiculously strong and also advance in the resurrection match. As a result, the top prodigies have to add 3 more people, 1 Su Yang, 1 Zeman Huxiao, and 1 Modeo Gongzi. The other contestants who advanced through the resurrection match are not to be feared. Today there are 20 contestants, and 10 matches, just like the resurrection match, all held in the middle arena. Starting in the morning, the fight continues. If it can't be finished in 1 day, it will be played for 2 days. After the 10 matches are completed, the next round of 10 to 5 will be held. Su Yang's opponent is Shimashei. And the first match is between him and Shimashei, so Su Yang arrived at the scene early. Song Kengang, who originally advanced in the 3rd track, was eliminated by Su Yang, so in this round of competition, 1 person got a bye and advanced directly. And this person is Taoist Wang Yi from Wudang. There's definitely something fishy going on here. Yes, the 100 sex martial arts competition is being held in Wudang, and Wang Yi got a bye. What a sham, that's unfair, brothers. Boycott this manipulation. Upon learning that Wang Yi was the one who got a bye, the crowd erupted in disbelief, with most of the onlookers expressing their dissatisfaction. Seeing the situation escalate, Wang Chongyan, having no other choice, stepped forward to speak out. Everyone, the byes weren't drawn by chance, they were chosen by us old hands, Wang Hongyan continued. Strictly speaking, this was a shady operation, however. The purpose of this is precisely to maintain fairness, to give other equally skilled contestants an extra chance to advance to the top 10, If Wang Yi didn't get a bye, there's a high probability that one of the 19 contestants would have been eliminated. Given Wang Yi's immense strength, we decided to give him a bye. Originally, we wanted to choose between Fozi Wuji and Wang Yi, but considering Fozi Wuji's love life and inability to advance in Buddhism for 3 years, we chose Wang Yi. Wang's Hongyan chuckled softly. If any of the 19 contestants have any grievances, please raise them. We old hens can draw the byes on the spot. At these words, the many prodigies who had advanced to the top 20 panicked, their faces turning pale. What if Wang Yi entered the competition and became their opponent? Wang Yi was so strong, what the hell? Chapter 530, with your great reputation, I will achieve my invincibility. This year's 100 sex martial arts competition was packed with powerful warriors. However, there were only 2 recognized strongest prodigies. One was Wudang's Wang Yi, and the other was Buddhist disciple Wu Ji. It was only natural for these old antiques on the high seats to select the strongest prodigies for a bye in the crucial match of 20 to 10. As a result, there were only 2 candidates for the bye spot. However, Buddhist disciple Wu Ji was trapped by love and left Bodhi Mountain for Lan Mai. For 3 years, Buddhism had stagnated, so he was excluded. Therefore, the bye spot was given to Wudang's Wang Yi. This was not something Wudang fought for Wang Yi, but a unanimous decision made by several old antiques. Even Zeman Fengyan agreed very much. He was not sure that his 2 descendants could defeat Wang Yi, so letting Wang Yi have a bye first was undoubtedly the right decision. Let's draw lots. There are so many talented people at this year's 100 sex martial arts competition. Who would be afraid of Taoist Wang Yi? Right, young Master Zeman, that's right. And young Master Zeman, don't be a coward. Even if you fight Taoist Wang Yi, he might not be able to defeat you. Young Master Shi Jiushan, you are a talented person from the Fengshan area. Mount Tai is the highest of the 5 sacred mountains. You've also mastered the Taishan divine art. What are you afraid of? Go head-to-head with that kid surnamed Wang. I support you, Miss Hero. You have superb swordsmanship and wield the lotus sword, the treasure of Mount Emily. A mere Taoist priest is nothing to fear. The spectators, eager to watch the show, began to fan the flames when Wang Chongyan proposed the draw. However, the contestants on the stage couldn't help but shudder. Fuck you, even proud and arrogant people like Zeman Longyan, Zeman Huxeo, and Shi Jiushan refused to fight Wang Yi and kept silent. I think so. Just then, Su Yang stepped forward, chuckling softly. For the sake of fairness, let's draw lots to decide the byes. Su Yang, Zeman Huxeo, standing next to him, gritted his teeth. If you don't speak, no one will think you're dumb. What? I can't speak anymore. Su Yang raised an eyebrow, then stared at Zeman Huxeo and sneered. Zeman Huxeo, you're not afraid of Taoist Wang Yi, are you? HMPH, I just don't want to waste time. Zeman Huxeo was undoubtedly afraid, but in this situation, he couldn't admit it. It would be too embarrassing, so he just brushed it off. No big deal. It's just a simple draw of lots, done in a few minutes, Su Yang said with a smile. Su Yang, at this moment, Wang's Hongyan glanced over and asked, are you sure you want to draw lots? Yes, Su Yang nodded. Why? Wang's Hongyan asked, puzzled. Su Yang sighed and said seriously, I've taken a look. I'm the first one going on stage. My opponent is Shamashi, a beautiful woman. I really don't want to fight a beautiful woman in the ring. I'm afraid we might develop feelings for each other, Su Yang continued. If it's a fight in bed, I might consider it. The audience erupted in laughter. Fuck. This Su family descendant is a real talent, fighting in bed? Ha ha ha. He's already teasing Shamashi before it even starts. Absolutely amazing, you girl, Su Yang is teasing you. How can you tolerate that? If it were me, I definitely wouldn't tolerate him. I'd have to fight him in bed to see who's stronger. The onlookers chatted back and forth, waiting to watch the excitement. But Shamashi seemed not to have heard anything. She stood there motionless, her expression unchanged. Su Yang, aren't you afraid of bad luck and meeting my disciple Wang Yi in the 20 to 10 match? Wang Chongyan asked with a smile. No, Su Yang shook his head and chuckled. If I don't even have this little confidence, how can I win first place in the 100 sex martial arts competition? How can I become the leader of the Ancient Martial Arts Alliance? How can I rule the ancient martial arts world? I actually hope to meet Wang Yi and crush him, using his fame to pave the way for my own invincibility, Su Yang said sternly. Crazy, He actually wanted to use Taoist Master Wang Yi as a stepping stone. How arrogant. For a moment, everyone's eyes turned to Su Yang. Master, at this moment, Wang Yi stepped forward and said, since Su Yang wants to draw lots, then let's do it. I'll look forward to competing against him in the first match. Yes, Wang Chongyan nodded, then looked around at the other advanced geniuses and asked, do you have any objections? These people were all local geniuses, with their own pride. Even if they were reluctant, they would not stand up and oppose the drawing of lots. Besides, with a total of 20 contestants, the chances of his opponent being Wang Yi were incredibly small. It was impossible for him to be so unlucky as to draw Wang Yi, right? Brother Fangyan, Abbot Yuantong, what do you think? Should we draw lots? Wang Chongyan glanced at the few old-timers around him. Haha, I have no objection. Zeman Fangyan looked at Su Yang and smiled. Although I dislike the remnants of the Su family, his unwavering belief is commendable. Not bad, not bad. Let's draw lots. Amitabha, Abbot Yuantong clasped his hands together and said, all beings are equal. We made a mistake from the beginning. We shouldn't have decided on the buys. This is truly unfair. Fortunately, there's still room for redemption. Although Abbot Yuantong didn't directly answer, his words were clear. He agreed to the drawing of lots. The others on the high seats also spoke in agreement. Wang Chongyan didn't waste any time and immediately arranged for the Taoist priests of the Xianji sect to prepare the drawing ceremony and set the rules. Whoever drew a buy would swap spots with Wang Yi. For example, if A's opponent was originally B, but A had drawn a buy, A would have advanced to the top 10. Wang Yi would then become A, facing B. Thus, with everyone present, the drawing ceremony began. Soon, the results were announced. The person with the buy this round is, Wang Chongyan glanced at the names in his hand, his gaze set on Su Yang, and he said, Su family, Su Yang, wow. The crowd erupted in excitement once again. Damn, this guy's got some luck, ha ha ha, interesting. It's true that the brave are blessed by heaven. The other prodigies finally breathed a sigh of relief, but Shamash was left bewildered. As the crowd observed, the prodigies felt a sense of relief, secretly thankful they had escaped unscathed. As for Su Yang, he threw his hands up helplessly. He truly wanted to challenge Wang Yi. Of all the prodigies present, Wang Yi was probably the only one who could give him a thrilling battle. Su Yang needed this battle to steadily build his foundation, but it looked like he had no chance in the first round. Su Yang, at this moment, Wang Yi, dressed in a Taoist robe, strode up to Su Yang and said calmly, you're lucky, but unfortunately, luck is vulnerable to true strength. In all these years, no one has dared to challenge me. You're the first, and you're trying to crush me. I have to say, you're quite courageous, but I've got my eye on you. If I meet you in the top 10, I'll show you the consequences of provoking me. With these words, Wang Yi averted his gaze and leaped onto the center stage, ready to face Shamash. Chapter 531, Human Technique. Haha, Taoist Wang Yi is angry. Bragging is risky, be careful when showing off. Taoist Wang Yi practices strange arts, and he's always been like a sleeper, uninterested in anything. It's rare to see him express emotion. Su Yang is in trouble. He'll probably be crushed if he meets Taoist Wang Yi. Upon hearing Wang Yi's words, the audience erupted in discussion, casting sympathetic glances at Su Yang. Su Yang, however, spread his hands and smiled, dismissing Wang Yi's threats. Next, the 20-10 match began. This round, Su Yang received a bye, giving him a chance to see what these talented players had in store. The first match pitted Wudang's Wang Yi against Gongham Mountain's Shamash. At that moment, Shamash had already appeared on the stage, facing Wang Yi from a distance. She remained clad in a white dress, her skirt fluttering in the wind. Shamash, bareheaded, exposed her stunning face, her delicate features drawing the most attention. It's worth noting that after Wang Yi's harsh words to Su Yang, he returned to his previous state. He wore a loose Taoist robe, his eyes bleary, his back slightly hunched, and he looked listless. The referee spoke, and the match officially began. Wang Yi yawned and get started. Finish quickly. I need to get some sleep, haha. Taoist Wang Yi, aren't you being too arrogant? Shamash chuckled. Her voice was pleasant, especially regal, and her opening words immediately attracted a crowd of perverts, who cheered her on. Arrogant, Wang Yi shook his head and said, not really. You're no match for me. Don't waste your time, haha. Shamash smile abruptly faded, replaced by a solemn look. Whether I'm your match or not, we'll know after the fight, with a whoosh. As soon as the words fell, Shimashei leaped towards Wang Yi, so fast that she practically turned into a streak of white light. She knew Wang Yi's strength, widely considered the strongest, so she didn't hide her weakness from the start, attacking with all her might. With Shimashei's speed and power, an ordinary mid-stage divine master couldn't dodge or even counter his blows. Seeing her palm getting closer and closer to Wang Yi, Shimashei concluded that he couldn't evade her and couldn't help but sneer, "Wudang Wang Yi, nothing special." But soon, Shimashei's expression changed drastically. Just as she was about to strike Wang Yi, he suddenly vanished. "I told you, you're no match for me." Wang Yi reappeared behind Shimashei, his tone calm. Though horrified, Shimashei refused to give in. She swiftly turned and attacked again. The result was the same as before. Shimashei couldn't even touch Wang Yi's robe. Shimashei continued to attack, but Wang Yi dodged each one. After a while, Shimashei realized that Wang Yi's movement speed wasn't very fast. But he seemed to know the direction of his attack in advance, and he was able to dodge it silently every time. Prescience. This method was too terrifying. "Let's end it." At this time, Wang Yi said lightly, and the next moment he suddenly attacked, slapping Shimashei with his palm. But Shimashei had advanced to the top 20, so she was naturally no pushover. Her figure was extremely fast, leaving a shadow in the place where she was, and she narrowly avoided Wang Yi's first attack. Then, Shimashei appeared 5 meters away, breathing heavily, a layer of sweat oozing from her forehead. The movement just now was her strongest trump card, unpredictable. And using it once required a huge amount of true energy. Wang Yi paused after missing his move, then smiled. "Haha, not bad, you can pull off a move from me. You have something to be proud of." This year's 100 sex martial arts competition is truly extraordinary. This is the unique skill of Mount Ganga, the after-image step. "Right, master, you have good eyes." Shimashei wiped the sweat from his forehead, met Wang Yi's gaze, and gritted his teeth. "I wonder if the after-image step can get any advantage against you, master." With that, Shimashei leaped up, and after-images filled the arena. 1, 2, 3, dozens of white figures appeared simultaneously. These were merely after-images, only one was Shimashei's true form. The after-image step is a unique skill from Mount Ganga, so I naturally have to be in awe of it. "But you haven't mastered it yet, so you won't get any advantage." Wang Yi stood still, chuckling softly, "But you can force me to use some tricks." As he finished speaking, Wang Yi formed seals with his hands and lightly stomped the ground. Buzz! In an instant, a bagua formation suddenly appeared, enveloping the entire arena. Wang Yi, standing at the formation's gen position, a smile played on his face. "In this bagua formation, everything is under my control. You have nowhere to hide. By allowing me to use the bagua formation, you can finally give an account to your elders when you return to Mount Ganga." With that, Wang Yi, standing within the bagua formation, raised his hand and gently waved it. A terrifying force shot out towards the 3 o'clock position. Bang! The next moment, the after-image vanished, and Shimashei was seen collapsing beneath the arena. Blood stained the corner of Shimashei's mouth, and her face was slightly pale. Clearly, Wang Yi's attack had struck her true form, injuring her. "Is this the Xianji sex unique technique? Excellent. I'll lose." Shimashei stood up, not getting angry but openly admitting defeat. Then, he asked, doubtfully, "Excuse me, Taoist priest, is this your most powerful technique?" Wang Yi dispersed the bagua formation and, without replying, yawned and walked off the stage. "Su Yang, I'll wait for you to crush me underfoot." Wang Yi glanced at Su Yang before disappearing into the crowd. "Wudang Wang Yi, unfathomable," Shimashei muttered to himself, apprehensively, as he too left the scene. "The winner is Wudang Wang Yi," the referee announced. Wang Yi's victory didn't cause much of a stir. After all, everyone considered him a sure winner. "Very strong." In the audience, Su Yang chuckled softly. He has been planning from the beginning. The moment Shimashei stepped onto the stage, he was doomed to fail. The Kiman technique of the bagua formation uses the entire arena as its base and himself as the variable to control the entire arena. "It is indeed impressive," Su Yang continued. "However, if this is all he has, he is not qualified to fight me. I hope he can give me a surprise." After the competition between Wudang Wang Yi and Ganga Mountain Shimashei ended, The 100-sex martial arts competition continued. The referee on the scene said loudly, "The second competition is Wang Fuge vs Wang Yinhu. Both contestants, please enter." Chapter 532 Wang Fuge Victory. "Young Master Su, it's my turn. Just wait and see. What Yinhu? I'll beat him like a kitten." Wang Fuge had been waiting nearby for a long time. Upon hearing the referee's voice, he greeted Su Yang and excitedly walked onto the ring, Suona in hand. On the other side, Wang Yinhu also appeared on the center stage under the watchful eyes of the crowd. Just like that, Wang Fuge and Wang Yinhu stood 4 or 5 meters apart, staring into each other's eyes. As the referee stepped off the stage, the match began. Neither of them said anything nonsense. Wang Yinhu took the lead in attacking, leaping into the air, his legs wrapped in ki, and kicking at Wang Fuge. Wang Fuge didn't hesitate either. Holding the Suona, he unleashed the Samsara sword technique, easily neutralizing Wang Yinhu's attack. However, Wang Yinhu was no ordinary character. He had defeated 40 or 50 geniuses and successfully advanced to the top 20. Naturally, he had his strengths. His attacks became increasingly faster, and after images of his legs gradually appeared. Wang Fuge did not dare to be careless and used the Suona instead of the long sword. The majestic sword intent swept in all directions, which was enough to deal with it. In this way, the two of them fought, the scene of true energy running wild, the sword intent raging, and for a while it was difficult to tell the winner. The successor of Fushan's shadowless kick, Wang Yinhu, is in the middle stage of the divine sect. No wonder he can advance to the top 20. It is said that the shadowless kick and the after-image step of Gonga Mountain have something in common. They are both top-notch martial arts. Wang Fuge may be in danger, that's not necessarily true. Wang Fuge is a cultivator, and I heard that he has already stepped into the 9th level of ki refining. Cultivators at this level can completely rival those in the early or even middle stages of the divine sect. Not only that, I heard from the elders in the sect that once a cultivator enters the foundation establishment stage, he can compete with a land martial god. The 9th level of ki refining and the foundation establishment stage are only one step away. Therefore, when benchmarking against the ancient martial arts system, the disparity will be quite large. Some 9th level ki refining can be on par with those in the early stage of the divine sect, while some 9th level ki refining can wipe out those in the late stage of the divine sect, or even those at the peak of the divine sect, realm and the like are just a term. It mainly depends on combat effectiveness. In the ancient martial arts system alone, there are examples of early stage divine sect crushing peak divine sect, but they are rare. Both the ancient martial arts and cultivation systems actually have their share of strong individuals, but in the long run, the ancient martial arts system is definitely inferior to the cultivation system. Indeed, in the ancient martial arts system, there are no further realms above the land martial god, leaving ancient martial artists with nowhere to go. For cultivators, however, above foundation establishment is core formation, and above core formation is nascent soul. There's a path forward, with a chance of immortality, so naturally, many are drawn to cultivation. Oh, if only ancient martial artists could also extend their lifespans a few more realms above the land martial god. Then, who would abandon their Zhanki for cultivation? Since Wang Fuge was a cultivator and Wang Yinhu an ancient martial artist, their duel sparked discussion among the audience about the relative merits of ancient martial arts and cultivation. Foshan's shadowless kick, Su Yang glanced at Wang Yinhu, then chuckled softly. This man is quite capable, but it's a shame he's facing young Master Wang. With young Master Wang's current strength, he could win with a bit of skill. Even before the match began, Su Yang had already guessed the outcome. Dad, at this moment, Su Yaoyao, accompanied by Zhang Zhongao, appeared at the 100-sex martial arts competition and ran into Su Yang's arms. Yet, Su Yang opened his arms and picked Su Yaoyao up, asking lovingly, "Yaoyao, how are you feeling today? Does your injury still hurt?" "No, thank you, Dad." Su Yaoyao hugged Su Yang's neck tightly, her little face resting on his chest, and smiled happily. "Dad, Yaoyao played in a match. Did you see the video?" "Yeah, I did. Yaoyao is awesome." Su Yang smiled softly and said, "But don't do that next time. It's too dangerous." "Got it." Su Yaoyao stuck out her tongue and nodded obediently. Then she asked curiously, "Dad, I heard from Grandpa Zhang that you had a match today. Did you advance?" "Of course I did." Su Yang smiled and said, "Your dad was lucky. I got a bye, and now I've locked in the top 10. Yeah, that is awesome. Su Yaoyao smiled happily. Su Yang was very satisfied with his daughter's praise and raised his hand to scratch her nose. Everyone around? Damn it. It's just good luck. You advanced directly without fighting. What's so great about that? Yaoyao, your injury healed so quickly. I was thinking of going to treat you after this matter is over today, but now it seems that's not necessary. At this moment, Modeo, who was waiting for the competition nearby, came over and said with a familiar smile. Go away, I don't want you to treat me. Su Yaoyao glanced at Modeo with disgust in her eyes. Hearing this, Modeo's smile froze and he stood there a little embarrassed. However, he was not angry, but smiled with relief. It doesn't matter who treats you. I'm relieved to see that you're okay. You don't know, I was worried to death when I learned that you were injured. Fortunately, good things happen to those who are lucky. Tisk. Su Yaoyao curled her lips, too lazy to pay attention to Modeo, but whispered to Su Yang, Dad, this man has bad intentions. He is pursuing Mom. You must not let him go. Well, I get it. Su Yang nodded, and then his eyes fell on Modeo, and said coldly, Modeo, stay away from my family, don't let me see you close to them again, otherwise the consequences will be serious. Haha, Su Yang, do you think I'm afraid of you? Modeo said coldly, if Zuir hadn't protected you the past 2 days, you would have been crippled by me long ago. A waste who can only hide behind a woman. What qualifications do you have to threaten me, huh? Su Yang was too lazy to talk nonsense with Modeo, snorted coldly, and was about to kill this person. Su Yang, just then, Wang Zhongyan, perched high on the throne, noticed the scene and shook his head, warning, don't be impulsive. Killing someone outside the arena will result in disqualification. Su Yang's murderous intent finally dissipated upon hearing this. Although he didn't know what kind of changes would take place in the ancient martial arts world after the 100-sex competition, Su Yang wanted to dominate them. He also aspired to become the leader of the ancient martial arts alliance, allowing him to settle scores with the sects that had destroyed the Kunlun Su family. Therefore, Su Yang was determined to win first place in the 100-sex competition and was unwilling to break the rules. Su Yang, if there's a chance, let's meet in the arena. I'll make you wish you were dead. With these words, Modeo sneered and walked away. Su Yang simply chuckled, dismissing the threat. After over an hour of fierce battle, the contest between Wang Fuge and Wang Yinhu finally came to a conclusion. Wang Fuge narrowly won, ultimately defeating Wang Yinhu with his fierce and powerful sword power. He clearly had the opportunity to kill Wang Yinhu, but he spared his life. Wang Yinhu, no one who couldn't stand losing, was actually a cheerful and open-minded man. He thanked Wang Fuge for sparing his life and pledged to repay him in the future. Thus ended their duel, and the third round began. Shijiushan, the ancestral temple of Fengshan, faced Lin Yuan, a man from a remote border town. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 533 Taishan Magical Skills. This competition was packed with excitement. At the mention of the two contestants, everyone in the arena erupted in excitement, their gaze fixed on the ring. First, Shi Jiushan's fame had long been resounding among ancient martial artists. His Taishan divine art was incredibly powerful, naturally drawing considerable attention. Some speculated that if Shi Jiushan used the Taishan divine art, he could quickly rival Wudang prodigies like Wang Yi and Fuzzy Wuji. But the truth remained unknown, and no one had even witnessed Shi Jiushan in action. As for the other contestant, Lin Yuan, he had forced the Ink Blade Master of the Deep Clouds to surrender in the previous round, making him the biggest dark horse of this year's 100-sex martial arts competition. The battle between these two naturally became a hot topic. At this moment, Shi Jiushan leisurely approached the ring, but Lin Yuan was nowhere to be seen. Lin Yuan, please enter. The referee called out Lin Yuan's name again. Lin Yuan, Su Yang perked up immediately upon hearing this, frowning. Isn't that the old poisoner's current name? Could it be, it's him? Just as Su Yang was speculating, a young man, about 14 years old, appeared on the stage. The young man had starry eyes, sharp eyebrows, and was dressed in a black robe, brimming with murderous aura. It was none other than the old poisoner, Lin Yuan. I didn't expect that this old guy actually gave up the ancient martial arts system and really practiced the cultivation method I gave him, and even stepped into the half-step foundation building stage. Su Yang stared at Lin Yuan from afar, muttering to himself, the spiritual energy on earth is thin, and in such a short time, he actually stepped into this realm. It seems that he must have a treasure containing spiritual energy. Half-step foundation building. I practiced hard for a month or two, and I'm only at the 9th level of key training, but he's already reached the half-step foundation building stage. What a fucking idiot, Su Yang complained in his heart, but then turned and sneered, haha, it's a pity that he advanced too fast, and his foundation is unstable. It's easy for him to go astray. When the time comes, his realm will collapse completely, and the gain will not make up for the loss. Plus, the cultivation method I gave him is garbage among garbage, and it can't withstand a single blow. Su Yang thought to himself, with a 9th level of key training, I can completely crush him. Even if he has a trump card, I'm afraid, because no matter how strong his trump card is, it can't be stronger than the Void Tower. Haha, if he hadn't embarked on the path of cultivation, perhaps I would have been a little wary of him. But now, he's completely under my control. As Su Yang studied Lin Yuan also looked at Su Yang, a playful smile playing on his lips. He could see Su Yang's level, the 9th level of key training, and was certain that Su Yang was no match for him. At this moment, Shi Qiushan on the stage said calmly, Lin Yuan, your opponent is me. What are you looking at my cousin for? Haha, I just ran into an old friend and wanted to say hello. Lin Yuan averted his gaze and casually replied, Master Shi, let's begin. Yes, Shi Qiushan nodded, then mobilized his ki, ready to fight Lin Yuan. Young Master Shi, you'd better just unleash the Taishan divine art. With your current strength at the early stage of the divine sect, you can't possibly be my opponent, Lin Yuan said. Only by unleashing the Taishan divine art can you be my opponent. Haha, you're quite arrogant. Shi Qiushan's eyes glared, and he said coldly, but first, I want to see if you're worthy of my using the Taishan divine art. As soon as he finished speaking, Shi Qiushan's palms radiated with true energy, and he leaped forward, charging towards Lin Yuan. You're overestimating yourself, Lin Yuan sneered, then raised his hand slightly, and a black mist appeared out of thin air, completely enveloping him like an indestructible armor. Immediately, Lin Yuan took the initiative and attacked Shi Qiushan. Bang! 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 In an instant, the two exchanged 3 rounds of fierce fighting. Afterward, Lin Yuan stood still, while Shi Qiushan retreated several steps, blood even oozing from the corner of his mouth. It was clear that Shi Qiushan was at a disadvantage and no match for Lin Yuan. Buzz! This scene shocked everyone present. Lin Yuan is incredibly strong. He actually injured Shi Qiushan. Incredible, although Shi Qiushan didn't use his ultimate skills, his strength should not be underestimated. The day before yesterday, when he was at the peak of the Xianzong realm, he was able to surpass his level and defeat a mid-stage Shenzong realm. Now that he has reached the early Shenzong realm, he must be even more powerful, but he is no match for Lin Yuan. What is the origin of this Lin Yuan? It's terrifying. I'm afraid Shi Qiushan is going to be defeated. Impossible. The Taishan divine art is mysterious and unpredictable. If Shi Qiushan uses it, he will definitely defeat Lin Yuan. Why does the black poisonous mist around Lin Yuan seem similar to that of the deep clouds? Could he be from the deep clouds? Lin Yuan didn't use his spiritual energy. He didn't want to reveal his identity as a cultivator until absolutely necessary. Therefore, in these 2 battles, he used the methods of the deep clouds. The martial arts of the deep cloud and mist are unique and don't rely on true ki. Zhou Shen's poisonous fog, cultivated since childhood, remains with him forever. Therefore, even if his true ki is dissipated, he can still mobilize it as an offensive tool. Zhujuzi's poisonous fog, cultivated over hundreds of years, is naturally no match for the ink blade, which is why he crushed it the day before yesterday. However, without the support of true ki, the poisonous fog's power is greatly diminished, and it can't compare to a truly powerful warrior. Even a peaked divine sect master using poisonous fog alone could defeat him, let alone a martial god of the land. But poisonous fog is more than enough to defeat the prodigies participating in the 100 sects martial competition. If Shi Qiushan didn't use the Taishan divine art, Lin Yuan was confident he could defeat him in less than 50 rounds. By this time, some of the powerful figures on the high seats had already discovered the old poisonous creature's identity. I didn't expect Zhujuzi to sign up for the 100 sects martial competition. Isn't this old poisonous creature bullying the young prodigies? Wang's Hongyan gritted his teeth. Amitabha, Jujuzi's ki is no longer pulsating. He's now a cultivator, said the nearby abbot, Yuantuang. A cultivator, Wang's Hongyan asked in confusion. He's actually willing to give up his martial god cultivation. Wait, where did he get his cultivation techniques? What's his current level? I'm not sure. Perhaps we can ask Patriarch Zeman about this. Abbot Yuantong posed the question to Zeman Fengyan. I don't know where he got the skills, but now Jujuzi has already taken half a step into the foundation building stage. Zeman Fengyan smiled lightly and said, even if he doesn't use any cultivation methods, the poisonous mist on his body is not something Shichiushin can contend with, unless Shichiushin uses the Taishan magic skill. Having said that, Zeman Fengyan's gaze fell on Shiheohun, with a playful smile on his face, and then he said, Shiheohun, I'm afraid the prodigy in the Fengshan land will have to stop here, huh? Before the results come out, anyone has the possibility of advancing. Zeman Fengyan, it's too early for you to say, Shiheohun responded coldly, then looked at Shichiushin and said, Jiushin. This Lin Yuan has a great background, don't hide your incompetence. Yes, Shichiushin on the ring wiped the blood from his face after hearing his grandfather's reminder, stared at Lin Yuan, and slowly spit out 4 words, Taishan, magic skill. The next moment, Shichiushin's entire body radiated terrifying fluctuations, as if a substantial golden gas continuously emanated from his body. At the same time, his body underwent earth-shaking changes, gradually growing larger. Chapter 534 I have a friend. Taishan Divine Art. Unable to withstand Lin Yuan's pressure, Shichiushin finally unleashed his ultimate trump card. At this moment, Shichiushin's entire body glowed with golden light, his size expanding like an inflating balloon. Originally standing around 1.8 meters tall, he slowly grew to 2 meters, 2.5 meters, 3 meters. This method, transcending his own limitations, was truly bizarre. Even more astonishing, Shichiushin's body continued to grow. 3.5 meters, 4 meters. Finally, Shichiushin's height reached 8 meters before stopping. Now, he resembled a giant, towering over the arena, his size like a small mountain. Naturally, every part of Shichiushin's body also expanded in proportion. His arms, originally around 10 centimeters in diameter, now measured a full 30 to 40 centimeters. Unleashing the Taishan divine art, he became a golden giant, towering over all, looking down upon all. Fuck, isn't this the multiplication technique of the Naruto Chuankyudeo clan? What multiplication technique? Can you watch less anime? This is clearly a unique skill from the Fengshan land. This is the Taishan magic skill. The body expands so many times, it's shocking. I heard that after using the Taishan magic skill, the body will be invulnerable to swords and guns, and immune to water and fire, and the strength will increase many times, and the power will be infinite. I don't know if it's true or not, it wasn't in vain today. I was fortunate to witness the Taishan magic skill. Ahem, that. I have a brother who often feels inferior because of the shortness of a certain part of his body. He asked me to help him ask where he learned the Taishan magic skill. Is it a side story? Is there a possibility that the friend you are talking about is you? To be honest, it's really a blessing to be Mr. Shi's girlfriend. Which woman would not love such a big body? The people in the audience talked a lot, and when they mentioned some obscure topics, the female geniuses on the scene suddenly blushed. Is this the Taishan divine art? It's certainly impressive. Not far away, Su Yang watched Shichiushin, whose body had grown 3 or 4 times larger. He immediately saw through the Taishan divine art's secrets and thought to himself, no wonder the Taishan divine art only reaches 100 times. It can't be used too often, it's supposed to strain the body's muscular energy. Human muscular energy is incredibly mysterious, and many injuries can heal automatically. However, the enlargement caused by using the Taishan divine art makes this damage difficult to heal. To put it in perspective, it's like a balloon being inflated with air. The first inflated balloon expands, and after deflation, it returns to its original shape. But this balloon is no longer the same balloon. If it's inflated a second time, a third time, a fourth time, over time, even after all the air is released, it's difficult to return to its original state. The same is true of the human body. After countless times of multiplication, the damage is fundamental, making it impossible to recover. This is why the Taishan divine art only reaches 100 times. However, nothing is absolute. Since the body's muscular energy can't heal on its own, there are methods that can help it recover. In fact, Xuantian's blood sacrifice technique, which utilizes elixirs to replenish qi and blood, is based on this principle. Presumably, the people of Fenshin land couldn't find a way to repair their muscles, and combined with the experience of their predecessors, they concluded that the Taishan divine art could only last 100 times. This is indeed true. Throughout history, all the Taishan elders who practiced a Taishan divine art died after practicing it for the 100th time. To dare to practice such secret techniques without knowing how to repair one's muscles? The people of Taishan are truly foolish, Xuantian couldn't help but sneer. In his previous life, he was the Xuantian Immortal Emperor, proficient in alchemy and, naturally, in pharmacology. Xuantian does have a method to heal muscle damage, allowing one to use the Taishan divine art without restriction. However, his relationship with Taishan isn't very good at the moment, so he plans to remain a quiet bystander. As for Shi Jiushan, his cousin treats him well, and if the opportunity arises, he'll be willing to repair him. Forget about the others in Taishan. The Taishan divine art is my strongest trump card. I had intended to reveal it when I met Wang Yi and Wu Ji, but you forced it out of me. At this moment, the golden Shi Jiushan, standing nearly 8 meters tall, looked down at Lin Yuan below and said in a voice as resonant as a bell, "Lin Yuan, now, let me see your strength." With that, Shi Jiushan raised his fist and suddenly rushed towards Lin Yuan. Although his body had grown larger, almost as tall as a 2-story building, this did not affect his speed in the slightest. In an instant, Shi Jiushan appeared before Lin Yuan, and his massive golden fist smashed down heavily on him. Lin Yuan did not dare to be careless. With a flash of his figure, he quickly dodged, leaving only a shadow behind. That's right, it is said that the more thoroughly one comprehends Taishan's magic, the greater the body's multiplication. Lin Yuan stood in the distance and smiled gently. I have seen Shi Haohen use Taishan's magic, and his body directly multiplied 10 times. Compared with you, there is still a big gap, huh? Shi Jiushan's voice had a reverberation. My grandfather is naturally stronger than me, but with my current strength, it is more than enough to deal with you. This is the first time I have used Taishan's magic since I was promoted to the divine sect. I can't control my own strength. Lin Yuan, it's not too late for you to admit defeat now, Shi Jiushan kindly reminded. Otherwise, be careful that I will smash you into pieces with one punch. Haha, Mr. Shi, I said before that with your current strength, you are definitely not my opponent if you don't use Taishan's magic. Lin Yuan smiled playfully. Actually, I didn't finish the second half of my sentence. Even if you use Taishan's magic, you are still not my opponent. You can only force me to use some means. Arrogant, this punch of mine packs 1,000 pounds of force, and the wind ripples through the air. You can't dodge it, you can't avoid it. Since you don't appreciate my kindness, don't blame me for being rude. Take my punch. Shi Jiushan's eyes glared, and he raised his fist again. He ran a few steps, then leaped into the air and slammed fiercely into Lin Yuan. His body was so massive, weighing over 1,000 pounds, that the ground shook as he moved across the ring. The arena was shaky and on the verge of collapse. Unfortunately, Shi Jiushan's punch missed Lin Yuan, instead crashing onto the ring. Immediately afterwards, Shi Jiushan's body landed on the ground, his fist whipping up wind like a miniature tornado. Bang! With a resounding bang, the ring was instantly shattered. Damn, that's powerful, so scary. It looks so powerful. Who could possibly withstand it? Lin Yuan showing weakness. He keeps dodging. What's the point? He can't hide for long. Shi Jiushan's fists are incredibly powerful. Lin Yuan has already been injured. If he's not careful, he could be shattered into dust. Someone at the scene saw a trace of blood at the corner of Lin Yuan's mouth, clearly injured by Shi Jiushan's fists. The arena is destroyed, but it won't affect us. Please continue fighting on the ruins, the referee said. Shi Jiushan didn't hesitate, a smile playing on his face, ready to press on. Haha, the Taishan magic is as powerful as ever. It seems I'm going to have to use my spiritual energy. Seeing this, Lin Yuan remained calm. Instead, he smiled softly, wiped the blood from his mouth, and then turned seriously. Chapter 535, Cousin Lost. Lin Yuan knew full well that facing Shi Jiushan in this state, he couldn't underestimate him, or he wouldn't win. Having made up his mind, Lin Yuan formed hand seals and unleashed his cultivation techniques. Buzz! The next moment, a billowing black mist surged from his body, and simultaneously, A powerful surge of spiritual energy emanated from him. This black mist, to be more precise, was emanating from the 100 poison banner. Su Yang had only passed on the cultivation techniques to the old poisonous creature, not the secret techniques. However, Lin Yuan had received some inheritance from the 100 poison banner, and had gained some understanding over the past few days. He formed hand seals, and the black mist surrounding him in the air instantly transformed into a gigantic phantom. This phantom, composed of the poisonous energy within the 100 poison banner, hovered behind Lin Yuan, seemingly tangible. The phantom was Lin Yuan himself, magnified nearly tenfold, appearing even larger than the golden Shijiushan. Compared to this phantom, the 8-meter-tall Shijiushan was a mere infant. What's this trick? Lin Yuan has also grown. This misty phantom is interesting. Shijiushan grows, and so does he. Trying to defeat magic with magic, that sudden appearance of black mist is too strong. It's completely different from what Lin Yuan had previously emitted, spiritual energy. Lin Yuan is actually emitting spiritual energy. Could he also be a cultivator? Are cultivators so cheap these days? Why do they feel like cultivators everywhere? Among the onlookers, there were inevitably some experts who recognized Lin Yuan's status as a cultivator at a glance, and everyone exclaimed in surprise. My cousin is going to lose? Su Yang, observing this, shook his head and said with a playful smile, this Lin Yuan can summon such a powerful black mist. He must have a treasure on him. We can seize it if we find the opportunity. Suddenly, Su Yang had an idea. Now, Su Yang controlled Wudang's chain formations. He was the king here. If he could activate all the formations, everyone present today would be in Su Yang's hands, their lives and deaths determined. However, as mentioned earlier, the spirit stones maintaining the formation had existed for too long, depleting the spiritual energy significantly. Su Yang didn't have enough spirit stones to replenish them, so he could only activate the chain formation in full force. Su Yang didn't want to waste this opportunity, but dealing with Lin Yuan was easy. Even without the formation, he was confident he could defeat Lin Yuan through sheer physical strength. Clang. Just as Su Yang was pondering this, Lin Yuan controlled the phantom behind him and took on Shijiushan's attack. The massive phantom also threw a punch, colliding head-on with Shijiushan's fist. The scene suddenly resounded with a sound of metal clashing, and the terrifying aftermath of the battle rippled outward. The audience nearby began to stagger at the immense impact. What? Shijiushan couldn't believe that this unknown young man before him could actually compete with him, even after he had unleashed his own Taishan divine power. He was filled with shock. But soon, Shijiushan gritted his teeth and said, HMPH. I'd like to see how many of my punches you can take, haha, I say the same to you. Lin Yuan sneered and took a step forward, followed closely by the shadowy figure behind him. Clang. 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 And so, the golden Shijiushan and the full-strength Lin Yuan engaged in a fierce clash. The scene was so grand that it was difficult to tell who was winning. However, anyone with a discerning eye could see that Shijiushan was at a disadvantage. If this continued, Shijiushan would surely lose. Meanwhile, on the high seat, Shiheohan, your Taishan magic skills are nothing but this. Zeman Fangayan, seeing this, took the opportunity to add insult to injury. HMPH, Zeman Fangayan, stop the sarcastic remarks. You want to challenge me? Shiheohan said coldly. He, Zeman Fangayan, glanced at Shiheohan and said calmly, the Taishan divine art has a limit of only 100. Shiheohan, as far as I know, you can use it once more. After that, your body will explode. Are you sure you want to fight me? If you want to fight, then fight. What nonsense, Shiheohan said coldly, with you bared with me, my death would be glorious. Brother Shi, Master Zeman, calm down. Let's talk things over. Why get angry? Wang's Hongyan intervened. I'm giving Master Wang a favor. Zeman Fangayan understood that Shiheohan was truly powerful. Even at the peak of the Foundation establishment stage, he was not to be trifled with. After all, Shiheohan, after unleashing the Taishan divine art, looked like a complete lunatic. Zeman Fangayan had no absolute confidence, so naturally he didn't want to fight Shiheohan. After all, Shiheohan only had one chance to use the Taishan divine art, so why would he risk his life? Thanks to Wang's Hongyan smoothing over, Zeman Fangayan descended the stairs. HMPH, a coward, Shiheohan glanced at Zeman Fangayan and snorted disdainfully. Alright, Brother Shi, don't be angry, Wang Chongyan disappeared to appease him, then said, "Brother Shi, what do you think Shi Qiushan's chances of winning are?" Shi Haohan shook his head and said, "Well, no more than 20%. Zhuzi, who abandoned martial arts to cultivate, is so strong." Wang Chongyan sighed, then said, "Brother Shi, don't be sad. Zhuzi is a master of the same generation as us. It's not shameful for your grandson to lose to him." "Yeah," Shi Haohan nodded. Although he didn't say it, a hint of disappointment flashed in his eyes. Originally, he thought Shi Qiushan would shine at the 100 sex martial arts competition with his Taishan divine art, even taking first place. But Shi Haohan never expected that his grandson would not even make the top 10, but would be stuck in the top 20. Ling. 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 The battle between Shi Qiushan and Lin Yuan continued, with everyone watching intently. After about 10 minutes, Shi Qiushan finally gave in, his massive body collapsing with a thud, sending up a cloud of dust. When the scene calmed down and the dust settled, Shi Qiushan had returned to his original form. Taishan divine art, if not actively retracted, can maintain its power for an hour or two. However, if the user sustains significant damage during this period, resulting in a coma or death, the Taishan divine art will dissipate on its own. Admit defeat. This is the land of Fengshan. I surrender. Seeing his grandson lying on the ground, Shi Haohan could no longer sit still. He hurriedly appeared before Shi Qiushan, only to breathe a sigh of relief when he discovered his grandson was only unconscious. Then, Shi Haohan stared at Lin Yuan, his face filled with rage and shame. "Zhuzi, you shameless old man. You actually signed up for the 100 sex martial arts competition. What's your skill in bullying the younger generation? Challenge me if you dare, Zhuzi." The poisonous old creature from the depths of the mist, Zhuzi. Everyone present, obviously aware of Zhuzi's name, looked at Lin Yuan in disbelief. This young man before them was actually the Zhuzi who had shocked the ancient martial arts world? How could it be possible? Zhuzi was an old antique who had practiced for hundreds of years. Chapter 536, Meeting with the Old Poison. No wonder the poisonous fog emitted by this Lin Yuan before was very similar to that of young Master Modeo in the depths of the clouds and mist. It turns out that he is young Master Modeo's master. The old poisonous creature in the depths of the clouds and mist is an old monster from the same era as the people on the high seats. Shi Qiushan's luck is too bad. He actually drew him in the draw. It's sad. Otherwise, with a Taishan magic skill, Shi Qiushan will definitely be in the top 10. He may even have a chance to compete with Wudang Wang Yi Fozi Wu Ji. I've heard that Zhuzi in the depths of the clouds and mist has practiced a magical martial art that can rejuvenate. I never believed it before, but I didn't expect it to be true. Something's wrong. Isn't Zhuzi an ancient martial artist? When did he give up true ki and practice spiritual energy? The people in the audience were talking, and they all looked at Lin Yuan in disbelief. Haha, I knew my identity would be exposed when I participated in the 100 sex martial arts competition. At this moment, Lin Yuan dissipated the black mist behind him, and at the same time, he retracted his overwhelming aura. His gaze fell on Shi Haohan, and he chuckled softly. "Brother Shi, after not seeing you for a decade or two, you're still as irascible as ever. Stop talking nonsense." Shi Haohan ordered the disciples in the Fengshan area to take Shi Qiushan away. Then, gazing at Lin Yuan, he said in a deep voice, "Old poisonous creature, you're hiding your identity and bullying this young prodigy. Isn't that too much, Brother Shi?" "What do you mean?" Lin Yuan smiled and said, "Look at me. I'm only a teenager now, and my born age is younger than your grandson's." Who's bullying who? Lin Yuan's methods were easy to identify. Even if he tried to hide his true identity, the slightest hint of strength would expose his true identity. However, since Lin Yuan dared to participate in the 100 sex martial arts competition, he must have a trump card. Even if it was revealed, it wouldn't matter, it would just be very troublesome. Therefore, he had previously avoided letting others know his true identity, but now that it was revealed, there was no need to deny it. "Old man, you're talking nonsense." Shi Haohan was furious upon hearing this, saying, "You're already hundreds of years old, and you're pretending to be young? Brother Shi, be polite. Don't think I'm really afraid of you," Lin Yuan said coldly. "I'm sure many people here know the martial arts I practice. I'm only 14 years old now. From my appearance to my bone age, I fully meet the requirements for participating in the 100 sex martial arts competition. Besides, I've given up my vast true ki and become a cultivator." Lin Yuan continued, "True ki and spiritual energy can coexist. I'm practicing from scratch, and I haven't used my previous vast true key. With my current status and cultivation level, why shouldn't I participate in the 100 sex martial arts competition? Lin Yuan asked back. Upon hearing this, Shi Haoheng fell silent, not knowing how to refute it. Haha, I think what the old poisonous thing said makes sense. If he just relies on rejuvenation to sign up for the 100 sex martial arts competition, it would be a bit bullying. At this time, Zeman Fengyan said, however, since Li gave up his true energy and defeated Shi Qiushan with the means of cultivation, I don't think the old poisonous thing should be deprived of the qualification to participate in the competition. The head of the Zeman family is right. Wang Chongyan nodded after hearing what Zeman Fengyan said. Lin Yuan is Juju Z, but not Juju Z. With a brand new identity and a brand new system, he is qualified to participate in the competition. Amitabha, let the competition continue. Abbot Yuantong put his hands together and urged, obviously agreeing with what Zeman Fengyan and Wang Chongyan said. HMPH, old poison, even if I let you compete, you might not even come in first place. You're really capable of giving up yours, Heki? Haha, this year's 100 sex martial arts competition is packed with powerful warriors. Wudang's Wang Yi, Buddhist disciple Wu Ji, each one of them is an unprecedented prodigy. Just expect to be defeated. Shi Haoheng snorted coldly, but didn't continue the argument, leaping back to his high seat. As for Lin Yuan, he smiled and slowly left the competition venue. Before leaving, he gave Su Yang a meaningful look. Su Yang, see you at the tavern 50 miles from Wudang ancient town. Soul transmission. Before leaving, Lin Yuan sent a message to Su Yang via soul transmission. Su Yang frowned slightly, his eyes filled with confusion. What do you mean? He and I have a deep grudge, and he wants to meet me. What's he trying to do? Su Yang was baffled. Old Poison had participated in the destruction of the Kunlun Su family, poisoning Su Yang's divine weapon to the point of losing all its power, even implicated his mother and the last remaining member of the Su family. Later, he even intervened, forcing Su Yang to surrender his cultivation techniques and attempting to eliminate him. Had Xiao not appeared at a critical moment, Su Yang would have been completely wiped out. It's safe to say that the hatred between him and Old Poison runs deep. So why did Old Poison invite me to meet him? Could he be plotting something? Who cares? With his strength, he's no match for me. I'll take Ollie with me to see what happens, just in case. Su Yang sneered, thinking, even if he has a backup plan, I'm not afraid. 50 miles outside the ancient town is also within Wudang territory, encircled by a chain formation. I'm invincible below the nascent soul stage. With this thought in mind, Su Yang agreed and decided to go along to take a look. Yao, go find your mother. Dad has some things to tend to, and it's inconvenient to take you with him. At this moment, Su Yang looked at Su Yao beside him and said gently. Yes, Su Yao was very obedient, nodding in agreement, then went to the high seat and stood beside Jin Shangsu. Jin Shangsu glanced at Su Yang, as if asking what he was going to do. I'm going to talk to Old Poison, Su Yang said through his soul. Don't worry, I'll take Eri with me. Jin Shangsu nodded gently. Initially worried, but relieved when she heard that Eri was going to. Eri had fought Zeman Fengyan before, and Jin Shangsu knew that Eri was extremely powerful. With Eri around, no one could do anything to Su Yang. Young Master Wang, Brother Mugu, you guys stay here and watch the game. I'll be back soon. Eri, follow me. Just like that, Su Yang and Eri disappeared, quickly following Lin Yuan's footsteps. What is young Master Su going to do? Zhang Mugu, who was standing beside them, asked in confusion as he watched Su Yang and Eri leave. Do you even need to ask? Wang Fuga whispered. We can't bring the kids, and it's inconvenient with Yao around. From what I understand about young Master Su, he'll definitely take Ollie back to his room. Hey, Brother Magoo, do you understand? I see. As expected of young Master Su, he can even get this excited just watching a match. Zhang Magoo suddenly realized and couldn't help but say. That's nothing, Wang Fuga boasted. Young Master Su has been running the club for many years, and his romantic stories could last for 3 days and 3 nights. Brother Magoo, if you want to hear them, treat me to dinner tonight. You'll have wine and food, and I'll have stories about young Master Su, and we'll get drunk. Haha, okay, I love to hear gossip. Zhang Magoo's eyes lit up, and he seemed very interested. Meanwhile, the referee announced that Lin Yuan was the winner and then called in the 2 contestants for the next match. Please welcome Master Modeo of the Deep Clouds and Mist, and Du Fiang of the Du family of Xuantian. Chapter 537 Enemy. The competition continued, but Su Yang had already left the scene with Eri. Everyone paid no attention to Su Yang, their eyes fixed on the left arena. Since Shi Jiushan had destroyed the center arena in the previous match, the competition had moved to a different arena. Young Master Modeo is quite impressive. During the resurrection match, his poisonous skills scared off many competitors. The Du family of Xuantian is one of the most powerful families in the ancient martial arts world. They possess a strange martial art that allows them to summon spirits to possess their bodies, enhancing their power. Speaking of young Master Modeo, it's no wonder he conceded defeat in the previous match. Damn, Lin Yuan was also in the 7th track. Disciple meets master, what a fight. I wonder if Du Fiang has grasped the essence of the Du family's martial arts. This match is going to be something to watch. The audience was buzzing with discussion, intently waiting to watch the match. No one noticed Su Yang's departure. Meanwhile, a small, armless old man on the high seat stared angrily at Lin Yuan's departure, his eyes filled with murderous intent. He hails from Fujian Mountain and represents its greatest strength. His name is Su Yufeng, known to the world as the Hermit of Fujian Mountain. He has reached the realm of a land-based martial god. Old Poison, 30 years ago, due to disagreement, you secretly poisoned me. If I hadn't reacted quickly and severed the poison arm, I'd have long since been reduced to a pile of bones. Su Yufeng, the Hermit of Fujian Mountain, gnashed his teeth and muttered, life is cyclical, Old Poison. I knew that every 60 years, you would rejuvenate, and that would be when you're at your weakest. I've searched everywhere for years, but haven't found any trace of you. I didn't expect you to appear before me. The day before yesterday, I vaguely sensed a familiarity with Lin Yuan. Who knew it was really you? Su Yufeng sneered. If that's the case, Old Poison, don't blame me for taking advantage of someone's misfortune. There's no need to enforce rules or morality on a despicable, murderous villain like you. With this thought in mind, Su Yufeng stood up and excused himself to leave the scene. Master Su, what are you doing? Don't be impulsive. Harmony is the most important thing, Wang Chongyan advised, gazing at Su Yufeng's back. However, Su Yufeng ignored him, his figure flashing and quickly disappearing. The several old men on the high seats all knew about the feud between Su Yufeng and the old poisoner, but no one tried to stop him. They all sat upright, indifferent to the matter. Master Wang, let him go. Only Zeman Fengyan spoke, and said with a light smile, every grievance has its perpetrator. Master Su has been holding this breath for decades. The old poisonous creature has dispersed his true energy and turned to cultivation. He has not yet successfully established his foundation. It is time for revenge. It is useless for you to stop him, but the old poisonous creature is now called Lin Yuan. He is a contestant in the 100 sex martial arts competition. If something unexpected happens in Wudang, Wang Chongyan was speaking when Zeman Fengyan interrupted, Master Wang, in the situation just now, it is not convenient for us to deprive the old poisonous creature of his qualification to participate. After all, the old poisonous creature has changed his identity and his bone age meets the requirements. In addition, he has rejuvenated this time and started over as a cultivator. If we refuse him from participating, our major forces will be criticized. But, Master Wang, you have seen the old poisonous creature's strength. Once a cultivator enters the foundation building stage, he can be comparable to land martial god, and the old poisonous creature is at half-step foundation establishment, just one step away from true foundation establishment. What do you think Taoist Wang Yi's chances are against the old poisonous creature? Zeman Fengyan asked with a smile. Wang Chongyan seemed to have a thought and asked in confusion, Master Zeman, what do you mean by that? Master Wang is a wise man. I'm sure he's guessed it. Since Master Wang wants me to play the villain, I'll expose the truth. Zeman Fengyan continued, let Su Yufeng kill the old poisonous creature for revenge. If he dies, wouldn't the prodigies of our various factions have an extra chance of victory? Half-step foundation establishment. Zeman Fengyan didn't take this realm seriously, but he wasn't sure if his two descendants, Zeman Longyan and Zeman Huxeo, could defeat the old poisonous creature. After all, even Shi Jiushan, who had used the Taishan divine art, had been defeated. After Zeman Fengyan's statement, the elders present nodded in agreement. Among them, Nun Sishan said indifferently, you must bear the consequences of your own actions. The old poisonous creature acted erratically and overbearingly before, and now he's being pursued for revenge. It's all his own fault. Nun Sishan, Du Kun, who had remained silent in his cross-legged meditation at the edge, echoed. Amitabha, every cause has its consequences. Karma is a cycle, it's the will of heaven. Abbot Xuantian chanted the Buddha's name in an enigmatic manner, appearing solemn and majestic, but in reality, he was concerned for the Buddhist disciple Wuji. He hoped that the genius of Mount Bodhi would win the championship, and naturally, he didn't want the old poisonous creature to continue participating in the 100 sex martial arts competition, as this would reduce some of the risks. Haha, since Abbot Xuantian has spoken, let's not bring it up again. Let's just pretend we didn't see it, Zeman Fengyun said with a smile. Donor Zeman, why do you have to blame this poor monk for the consequences? It was clearly you who initiated it. Abbot Xuantian instantly felt he had been tricked. Zeman Fengyun's words made it seem as if he was encouraging everyone to sit idly by, which didn't fit his image as a highly accomplished monk. Abbot Xuantian was naturally displeased. Haha, Abbot Xuantian, the reason I brought this up was for Mount Bodhi and Mount Wudang. Zeman Fengyun chuckled. Taishan Shichiushin has been eliminated. This year's 100 sex martial arts competition finals will surely be a thrilling showdown between Wudang's Wang Yi and Fuzzy Wuji. First place will undoubtedly go to one of these two geniuses. Donor Zeman, you're such a joke. The two geniuses of your Zeman family are also quite impressive, especially Zeman Longyun, who hasn't even used his full strength yet, Abbot Xuantian said flatly. Zeman Fengyun smiled lightly and didn't continue the conversation. Instead, he glanced at Du Kun, who was sitting at the edge, and asked with a smile, Master Du, it's been so long. Have you recovered from your injuries? Thanks to Master Zeman, I've recovered, Du Kun replied coldly, his hostility towards Zeman Fengyun evident. Back then, Zeman Fengyun wanted to join the Du family, but Du Kun refused. As a result, Zeman Fengyun, under the pretext of a sparring match, injured Du Kun. Du Kun naturally could not forget this incident. Seeing this, Zeman Fengyun smiled, then looked away. On the ring, the competition had begun. Du Fiang immediately called out the two ancestors, their bodies shrouded in black mist, their faces ferocious, and their aura increased several times. And Master Modeo also mobilized the poisonous mist he had carefully cultivated. His aura was terrifying. At this moment, Wudang ancient town, 50 miles away, in a small tavern, Lin Yuan had arrived and was sitting at a table outside, drinking alone. Su Yang and Ali had also arrived and were about to go over to talk to Lin Yuan. Just then, an old man with a broken arm, filled with rage, suddenly landed in front of Lin Yuan and said coldly, Old poisonous creature, I have waited for 30 years, and finally found my chance. Today is your death. Chapter 538, Grudges. Lin Yuan sat in a chair. Seeing the enraged Fujian mountain hermit, he showed no sign of nervousness, but instead poured himself a glass of wine without delay. Then, Lin Yuan picked up his chopsticks, picked up a piece of beef, chewed it twice, and then downed the wine in his glass. Shi Jiushan from the Fengshan land, after unleashing his Taishan magic, has become more powerful than I expected. This battle was exhausting, and now it feels good to drink and eat meat. Lin Yuan looked only 14 or 15, but in reality he was a centuries-old antique, giving off the air of youthful maturity, yet his demeanor was not at all pretentious. Su Yufeng, standing nearby, calmed down upon seeing Lin Yuan's imperturbability. Fearing that the old poisoner had hidden tricks up his sleeve, he stood there with a solemn expression, staring intently at Lin Yuan, but he didn't make any rash moves. Young friend Su Yang, could we discuss our matter a little more? Give me some time to deal with my personal matters. Lin Yuan suddenly became polite, looking at Su Yang and smiling softly. Okay, Su Yang nodded, then, bringing Ari with him, strode towards Lin Yuan. He sat at the nearby table and waited to see what would happen. He had already discerned that this suddenly appeared one-armed old man had a grudge against Lin Yuan. This one-armed old man was incredibly powerful, surpassing the peak of the divine sect. His Yankee had undergone a qualitative transformation, making him a martial god of the land. However, Lin Yuan hadn't yet successfully established his foundation. Logically, he couldn't possibly be a match for the one-armed old man. Su Yang wanted to see what Lin Yuan had in store and how he would respond to the vengeful land god. As for his grudge against Lin Yuan, and the purpose of Lin Yuan's meeting with him, he could settle it later. Haha, Okay, then please wait patiently for a moment, little friend Su Yang. Lin Yuan smiled politely again, and then his eyes fell on the one-armed old man, and he said lightly, Mr. Su, you are still as irritable as before. If you don't change your temper, you will suffer sooner or later, huh? Su Yufang met Lin Yuan's gaze and snorted coldly, old poisonous thing, I have a bad temper, go to hell, how could such words come out of your mouth? Do you still remember my arm? You poisoned me as soon as we disagreed, and now you say I have a bad temper, Mr. Su, don't be angry, peace is the most important thing. Lin Yuan first poured 2 glasses of wine, then made an invitation gesture, and smiled lightly, sit down and have a drink, let's chat slowly, and talk it out nicely, haha. Su Yufang sneered, old poisonous thing, 30 years ago, we had an argument, and that's what you said to me after we started fighting, but in the end, you actually poisoned the wine. If I hadn't been quick enough and cut off my arm in time, I would have been poisoned to death by you. Every failure makes you wiser. After the lesson last time, do you think I would still drink with you? Su Yufang asked with a sneer, and then sneered, old poisonous creature, don't use such dirty tricks on me. If I drink with you again, I'll be an idiot. If you don't drink, then I will drink it all. Lin Yuan smiled, then drank the 2 glasses of wine on the table one by one, and said, tisk tisk, 100 years of bamboo leaf green is delicious. What? Unexpectedly, when Su Yufang heard this, his eyes suddenly lit up, and he looked at the empty wine glass and couldn't help swallowing 2 mouthfuls of saliva. In my opinion, this tavern is the finest within 100 miles of Wudang. The owner brews his own bamboo leaf green. I'm drinking their signature drink, the tavern's treasure. There's only 1 jar left, and I pay dearly for it, so the owner poured me a pot. Lin Yuan gently swirled the flask in his hand, refilling both glasses. He smiled and said, Master Su, would you like to try it? Su Yufang's greatest hobby was drinking. He drank daily in Fujian Mountain. Upon learning that Lin Yuan was drinking the century-old bamboo leaf green, his drinking itch was instantly aroused. But he quickly realized what was happening and said coldly, you old poisonous creature, go to hell. I'm here to settle the score with you today. I'll settle the score for my broken arm. Master Su, you can't blame me for what happened back then. If you hadn't been so careless, would I have poisoned you? Lin Yuan said calmly, looking at Su Yufang. I'm telling the truth. Hearing this, Su Yufang felt visibly guilty, his confidence weakening. The truth, Lin Yuan sneered. There's another person in the arena today, someone I'm sure Master Su knows. Su Yang, a descendant of the Su family, and his protector. This protector is no ordinary person. I've heard he can rival Zeman Fengyan. Haha, if that's the case, then even if you and I join forces, we can't defeat Su Yang. He has absolute say. How about this? Let him be a witness today. You tell me what happened back then, and let Su Yang judge whether I should have poisoned you. Su Yufang glanced at Su Yang, then nodded politely. Of course, his politeness wasn't due to Su Yang's identity or strength, but rather to the presence of Ali. Su Yufang was there when Ali and Zeman Fengyan fought, and he was well aware of Ali's strength. Master Su, right? I'm curious about what you said back then. Su Yang chuckled softly. Young Master Su, Su Yufang said calmly, what I said doesn't matter. I'm sure you already know this. Lin Yuan is the old poison man. Over 100 years ago, he and Zeman Fengyan attacked the Kunlun Su family. There's a deep blood feud between you two, Su Yufang continued, and I wasn't among those who destroyed the Kunlun Su family. Now that such a great opportunity lies before us, young Master Su, why don't we join forces and kill the old poison man? You take your revenge, and I'll take mine. Sounds good. Su Yang nodded, then said, however, if I want revenge, there's no need to join forces with you. And I assure you, the old poison man will die today. I just want to know what interesting things happened between you that you're reluctant to talk about. Master Su, I have no objection to you seeking revenge on me. Why not just get it out there? I have nothing else to do anyway, Lin Yuan said with a playful smile. Su Yufang's expression became slightly awkward upon hearing this, as if he was hesitant to speak. Haha, if you won't say it, then I'll say it for you. Lin Yuan smiled lightly, and then said, about 30 years ago, I was at the peak of my form. I married a wife, and my wife gave birth to a child for me. I was very happy. When I held a full moon banquet, I invited the masters of various famous mountains, including Su Yufeng, a hermit from Fujian Mountain, At the banquet, Su Yufeng got drunk and talked a lot. He suddenly mentioned the martial arts I practiced, saying that my martial arts would rejuvenate me every few decades. He also asked me when the next rejuvenation would happen and whether I would compete with my son for milk. At this point, Lin Yuan was obviously very angry, and continued, even Su Yufeng said with a smile that my son and I were born from the same mother and could call each other brothers when we grow up. He also said that if I drank my wife's milk, then my wife would be my mother. After all, whoever has milk is the mother. Lin Yuan gritted his teeth and said, my friend Su Yang, please judge. There are so many guests here. How can I not be angry when I hear such words? Chapter 539, Master Su. Oh my god. There's even this. This Master Su has such a fresh and unconventional way of thinking. Ahem. Su Yang awkwardly rubbed the bridge of his nose and said, well, let's be honest, Master Su, you're taking your joke too far, old poisoner. Shut up. Su Yufeng gritted his teeth and said, I was just drunk at the time, so I couldn't stop talking, but you were too ruthless. You actually tried to poison me. I must settle this score with you today. When did I ever try to poison you? Lin Yuan retorted. HMPH, you're still trying to quibble. You poisoned me right then and there, saying the poison would quickly spread from my arm throughout my body, and I'd be dead within half an hour. Su Yufeng sneered, haha, but unfortunately, I reacted quickly and severed my arm the next second, thwarting your wish. At this point, Su Yufeng even felt a little smug, feeling very proud of his own clever move. Oh, unexpectedly? Lin Yuan sighed, and then said, I was just trying to scare you at that time. How could I poison and kill someone at my son's full moon banquet? Actually, you were not poisoned at all. It's just a psychological effect, huh? When Su Yufeng heard this, the smile on his face froze, and his expression was a little stunned. Originally, I just wanted to scare you and make you worry, and then explain to you later, and we can all laugh it off and the matter will be over, Lin Yuan said murderously, but who knew that you would move so quickly, and before I could react, you cut off your arm. Mr. Su, you can't blame me for this, you should blame yourself for being too strong and too fast. Su Yufeng couldn't hold it back anymore after hearing this, and immediately beat his chest and stamped his feet, regretting it. Over the years, I have been grateful for my speed 30 years ago, and grateful that I saved my life. But now it seems that I am the idiot. I hate it. Instead, Su Yufeng's gaze fell on Lin Yuan, and he said with a complicated expression, old poisonous creature, I, Su Yufeng, have never owed anyone anything in my life. I was indeed rude back then, and embarrassed you in front of so many guests, but the fact that I cut off this arm is more or less related to you. Let's write off our grievances now. After speaking, Su Yufeng turned around and was about to leave. Hey, Mr. Su, Lin Yuan sighed, then gestured again, inviting him. We've known each other for centuries, haven't we? We were both nearing the end of our lives, yet 30 years have passed, and you're still alive. This is the best that can be achieved. Let's not dwell on the past. Come, sit down and have a drink. This, Su Yufeng was deeply touched. He hadn't expected Lin Yuan to be so generous. Not only would he not argue with him, but he would even offer to drink. Mr. Su, this is 100-year-old bamboo leaf green, soft and mellow, Lin Yuan said with a smile. Okay, unable to refuse such a generous offer, and since Su Yufeng was truly craving a drink, he sat down and drank with Lin Yuan. This wine. You old poisonous creature, damn you. Ugh. As soon as he finished, Su Yufeng's face darkened, and he glared at Lin Yuan angrily. However, before he could finish his words, he collapsed to the ground, completely unconscious. Pa. At that moment, Su Yang, who was watching the show nearby, couldn't help but clap his hands and laugh, saying, Old poison, I admire you. You've got me so scared, haha, just a little trick. Not worth mentioning. Lin Yuan picked up the wine jug, stepped around the moderately unconscious Su Yufeng, strode over, and sat down across from Su Yang. He chuckled softly, young friend Su Yang, why don't we have a drink and put aside our grudges? I dare not drink your wine. Su Yang narrowed his eyes and stared at Lin Yuan, his gaze gradually turning cold. He said in a deep voice, we've seen enough. I thought this Su Jiashi could force you to reveal your true strength. Who knew he was such a fool? Now it seems I have no choice but to take action myself. As he finished speaking, a huge wave of spiritual energy emanated from Su Yang's body. As for Ali, she stood behind Su Yang, just in case. Su Yang wanted to test Lin Yuan's strength, to see if he could force him to use his full strength. If possible, she would use this opportunity to advance to the foundation building stage, so before coming, Su Yang reminded her not to intervene unless it was absolutely necessary. Young friend Su Yang, wait a moment. Facing Su Yang in a combat state, Lin Yuan did not mobilize the spiritual energy in his body, nor did he use the terrifying poisonous fog. Instead, he smiled gently and said, I asked you out to tell you something. This matter is very important to you, huh? Upon hearing this, Su Yang dissipated the spiritual energy around him and said coldly, old poisonous creature, I am not that fool that Su Jushi. You'd better not lie to me, otherwise I will kill you first, then kill Modeo, and flatten the depths of the clouds and mist. Young friend Su Yang, calm down. Lin Yuan's eyes fell on Su Yang and smiled gently. You and I, to be precise, don't have any deep hatred, right? Haha, what a joke, Su Yang said coldly. More than 100 years ago, you participated in the destruction of Kunlun, and more than 20 years ago, you poisoned my father. Some time ago, you chased me to southern Xinjiang and almost killed me. Now you tell me that there is no deep hatred between us, old poisonous creature. Do you think I'm a fool? Young friend Su Yang, I did do the 3 things you mentioned, but that wasn't my intention. Lin Yuan looked at Su Yang, shook his head, and said, in the early years, your great-grandfather Su Wuji was a powerful figure. I once received his guidance. Your great-grandfather wasn't as kind to me as he was to Zeman Fengyan, but he was still quite good. He taught me a lot about ancient martial arts and cultivation. How could I do anything that would let the Su family down? Lin Yuan asked back, then added, young friend Su Yang, I just said I came to tell you something very important. Aren't you curious about what it is? HMPH, Su Yang stared at Lin Yuan and said calmly, if you have something to say, just say it. Don't hesitate. You don't have much time left. It wasn't that Su Yang didn't want to kill Lin Yuan, but rather that he harbored doubts. If Lin Yuan knew all these methods, why did he ask him to meet? Even if he didn't know Su Yang's strength, wasn't he afraid that Ali would wipe him out? Yet, he did it anyway. Could he really have something to say? Thinking of this, Su Yang hesitated. Young friend Su Yang, you're a smart man, so I won't keep you in suspense. Lin Yuan's gaze fell on Su Yang, and then he said seriously, what I want to talk about is related to your great-grandfather, Su Wuji. Over the years, Su Wuji has disappeared, never to be seen again. Many people thought he was dead, or had set foot on the ancient Starry Road, but that's not the case. He hasn't left Earth, nor is he dead. I know his whereabouts. He's now, then, Lin Yuan dropped a very important piece of information. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 540 The 10 Ancient Clans. Lin Yuan suddenly stretched out his voice, smiled at Su Yang, and then spat out 3 words. Wudang Mountain. After saying this, Lin Yuan stopped talking and stared at Su Yang, wanting to see his reaction. Wudang Mountain. Great-grandfather Su Wuji is in Wudang Mountain now? Impossible. I have mastered the Wudang chain formation. I can sense every blade of grass and every tree here. If great-grandfather really is in Wudang, how could I not notice? Old Poison Man. After a brief moment of distraction, Su Yang met the old Poison Man's gaze and said coldly, do you think I'll believe you? What you say is definitely nonsense, just to buy time. Haha, my friend Su Yang, if I say Senior Su Wuji is in Wudang, then he is. Lin Yuan chuckled softly, and this also proves that after the 100-sex martial arts competition, the ancient martial arts landscape will be transformed. There will be a great chaos. If nothing unexpected happens, Wang Zhongyan, the leader of the Xianji sect, will definitely invite Senior Su Wuji out. Just wait and see. You mean Wang Zhongyan also knows that my great-grandfather is in Wudang? Su Yang asked doubtfully. If that was the case, he could go to Wang Zhongyan and ask him about it now. After all, he controlled Wudang's chain formation. If he made it clear, Wang Zhongyan would definitely tell him everything he knew. He doesn't know, Lin Yuan smiled, then said mysteriously, but he can invite Senior Su Wuji out, and he doesn't know who the person he invited is. Then how do you know? Su Yang frowned and asked. Haha, that's not something I can reveal. Lin Yuan chuckled softly and said, young friend Su Yang, I have my own secrets, and there's no need for me to tell you. Humph, Su Yang snorted coldly, then asked, you said that on the day the 100 sex martial arts competition ends, there will be a great chaos in Wudang Mountain. What do you mean? Won't the major forces in the ancient martial arts world succumb to the first place winner of the 100 sex martial arts competition, or will the forces led by Zeman Fengyun want to cause trouble? None of those. Lin Yuan shook his head and said, the first place winner of this year's 100 sex martial arts competition will become the ancient martial arts alliance leader. This was decided over 100 years ago, and it wasn't something a few old guys in the ancient martial arts world came up with on a whim. In fact, the person who said this is a well-known figure. That person is even stronger than Su Wuji. No, he can crush Su Wuji. The two are not on the same level at all. However, in the ancient martial arts world, news about him is taboo. Everyone is so taboo that they dare not mention it. Lin Yuan continued, although he is dead now, no one dares to disobey his words, because his methods are unpredictable, even rivaling the heavenly Dao. Even if he leaves behind a single backup plan, he could wipe out the entire ancient martial arts world. Lin Yuan looked at the stunned Su Yang and chuckled softly. As for Zeman Fengyun, haha, I have to admit, Zeman Fengyun has been preparing for battle in recent years, winning over many factions in the ancient martial arts world. But the truly powerful sects and families haven't submitted to him. For example, the Fengshan land, the mountains and seas, and even our own deep clouds and mists. Then there's the Zhang family of Fengyang, the Du family of Shenzhen, Mount Emily, and Mount Bodhi. Lin Yuan sneered, these forces are not as simple as they appear. Even Zeman Fengyun wouldn't dare to act rashly. Su Yang frowned after hearing this. A figure more powerful than his great-grandfather, capable of rivaling the heavenly Dao? Who could this person be? What old poison said shouldn't be false. Perhaps this person is the formation master who set up the soul locking array and the 5 elements interlocking array. Su Yang secretly speculated, then turned to Lin Yuan and asked in confusion, if that's the case, why did chaos ensue after the 100 sex martial arts competition? Who dared to cause trouble in Wudang, the ancient clan, the 10 ancient clans? Lin Yuan heard this, but his face was solemn and he said, under heaven, the ancient martial arts world is not dominated by one single clan. Compared to the 10 ancient clans, the ancient martial arts grandmaster seems insignificant, because the people of the ancient clan are all cultivators. Lin Yuan revealed more shocking information. Go on, Su Yang pressed seriously. These 10 ancient clans are all descendants of Qigong practitioners from the pre-Qin period, and their legacy spans thousands of years. Lin Yuan explained, back then, Qigong practitioners perished or surrendered. In short, all of Earth's powerful cultivators vanished, leaving only the strongest at the peak of the foundation establishment stage. Those who survived were few in a million. Some perished, others were injured. Only a handful lived to continue their legacy, becoming the 10 ancient clans. Lin Yuan continued, the 10 ancient clans lived in seclusion in the mountains, and had regulations prohibiting their disciples from leaving the world. The hills they occupied were obscure, and they never competed with ancient martial arts masters for anything. Over time, no one heard of the 10 ancient clans, but over 100 years ago, your great-grandfather suddenly appeared. He not only conquered the peaks of all the famous mountains, but also visited each of the 10 ancient clans. It's said that he reaped a lot of supplies for cultivation, which he stored in Kunlun Mountain. At this point, Lin Yuan looked at Su Yang and smiled gently. Zeman Fengyun has now reached the peak of the foundation building stage. I believe he has used a lot of resources that Senior Su Wuji robbed. The 10 ancient clans. Su Yang repeated it silently, then asked, you mean, after the 100 sex martial competition, the 10 ancient clans will come to cause trouble? Didn't you say that the 10 ancient clans would not appear? Lin Yuan explained, they are not good men and women. Throughout history, although they rarely appear in the world, they are the first to enjoy the good things in the world. Perhaps you don't know that before your great-grandfather and that all-powerful figure appeared, there were very few land martial gods in the ancient martial arts world. It was only in recent years that the major forces have successively had the foundation of the land martial god realm. A cultivator, once entering the foundation building stage, is equivalent to land martial god. For ancient martial artists, sending a foundation building disciple from the 10 ancient clans is a supreme existence. Lin Yuan gritted his teeth and said, I was fortunate enough to see a disciple of the ancient clan. He was arrogant and came to the depths of my clouds, thinking of himself as the ancestor. He drank the fine wine in the mountains and used the beautiful women at will. If I showed a little dissatisfaction, he would release such pressure that I knelt on the ground. It was the shame of my life. I still remember the appearance of that man to this day. It can be seen that the old poisonous creature was really angry. His eyes turned red and he was filled with murderous intent. But then he smiled lightly and said, "There's no need to mention my affairs." In short, the 10 ancient clans are not indifferent to fame and fortune and are secluded from the world. They just dare not come out because of an agreement. More than 100 years ago, that great man who knows everything made 3 rules with the 10 ancient clans, and asked them not to enter the world for a certain period of time. Lin Yuan sighed and said, "Unfortunately, the end of the 100 sex martial arts competition will be the day that can move out it will." The 10 ancient clans also know that the ancient martial arts world will undergo changes. They have suppressed the ancient martial arts world for so long. How could they let the ancient martial arts world change so easily? Lin Yuan said in a deep voice, "Based on my understanding of them, they will definitely show up. If ancient martial arts decline, the 10 clans will stand idly by, but if ancient martial arts become stronger, they will definitely take action to stop it, and a bloody battle is inevitable at that time." Lin Yuan said seriously, "Although our ancient martial arts world is complicated, we are all of the same blood after all. I just don't know if the major famous mountains can defeat the 10 clans if they join forces." Chapter 541, Old Poison, I will only help you. After saying these words, Lin Yuan fell silent, looking at Su Yang without saying a word. And Su Yang also frowned deeply, digesting the meaning of Lin Yuan's words. The 10 clans. This should be a force 1 level higher than the ancient martial arts sect previously. They enslaved the major famous mountains, but later because of certain things, the 10 clans retired and were not allowed to enter the world. But this deadline is about to end, and then the 10 clans will be unrestrained. The descendants of the pre-Qin Kigan practitioners have been passed down for so many years, and there are countless people who have reached the peak of foundation building. As for the Jiandan realm, there should be none among the 10 clans, because due to the laws of nature, as long as you set foot in the Jiandan realm, you must leave the earth. And Ali said that if she can't make the Jiandan, no one can be her opponent, plus Wudang's chain formation. Therefore, Su Yang is not worried at all. Even if a conflict occurs, he has the ability to control the situation. However, Su Yang is very curious. Why did Lin Yuan tell him this? Old poisoner. Su Yang fixed his gaze on Lin Yuan and said coldly, "Are you telling me this to curry my favor and spare your life?" "No." Lin Yuan shook his head and chuckled, "Young friend Su Yang, you underestimate me. I admit that the protector beside you is very powerful, but I'm no pushover." As he spoke, Lin Yuan summoned the 100 poison banner and continued with a smile, "I am protected by the treasure from the depths of the clouds and mist. Even Zeman Fangayan, at the peak of the foundation establishment stage, can't do anything to me. I can come and go freely in Wudang Mountain." 100 poison banner. Su Yang frowned. "Young friend Su Yang, do you recognize this?" Lin Yuan asked in confusion. HMPH, Su Yang snorted coldly, but didn't respond. The 100 poison banner, in the Xuantian immortal realm, is merely a weapon used by small-time demonic minions. True demonic masters wield the 1,000 poison banner and the 10,000 poison banner. Compared to them, the 100 poison banner is mere trash. However, Su Yang hadn't expected the old poisonous creature to possess a cultivator's magical weapon, and a hint of surprise crossed his face. "Haha, since you know me, young friend Su Yang, I won't introduce myself to you any further. Anyway, with the 100 poison banner in hand, I fear no one." Lin Yuan smiled confidently. "If I succeed in building my foundation, and with the power of the 100 poison banner, I won't even care about anyone from the 10 clans. I'm telling you all this today so you can give up the 100 sex martial arts competition and avoid any trouble," Lin Yuan advised. "Oh," Su Yang said calmly, "what's the trouble with me participating in the 100 sex martial arts competition? I know what methods young friend Su Yang has. I believe that except for me, none of those geniuses can be your opponent," Lin Yuan said frankly, "and it won't be easy for me to defeat you. I will have to use the 100 poison banner, but I can't mobilize the power of the 100 poison banner at will. If I use it in advance, I won't be able to fight back when the people from the 10 clans come to disrupt the situation. So, young friend Su Yang, instead of doing that, you might as well help me win first place and become the leader of the Ancient Martial Arts Alliance." Lin Yuan looked at Su Yang and smiled gently. "I did this for your consideration, young friend Su Yang, Have you ever thought that if the 10 clans want to suppress the ancient martial arts forces, the first thing they will do is to deal with the leader of the ancient martial arts alliance? Lin Yuan smiled and said, "You are still young and have a lot of room for growth in the future. Let me bear the wrath of the 10 clans. I have the 100 poison banner, and I will make another breakthrough in the near future and step into the Foundation establishment realm. I can definitely lead the ancient martial arts world and compete with the 10 clans, haha." Su Yang narrowed his eyes slightly, chuckling playfully. "Old poison, do you really think I'm stupid enough to be so kind, young friend Su Yang? Believe it or not, I've already told you, if you insist on not yielding, I'll have no choice but to defeat you in the ring. It'll just take some effort." Lin Yuan smiled, then stood up and began to leave. "Stop, I'm letting you go." Su Yang also stood up, his face as gloomy as water. Beside him, Eri unleashed a terrifying aura that swept across the entire crowd. "Young friend Su Yang, I've already told you, there's no deep hatred between us. Why are you being so aggressive?" Lin Yuan sighed. "Haha, stop talking nonsense. Let's settle these 3 grudges from more than 100 years ago, more than 20 years ago, and some time ago today." Su Yang's voice was cold, and spiritual energy surged around him. "Just now you were so arrogant, saying that you would beat me in the ring. Haha, why wait until then? Let me see your strength now." "Wait a minute." Lin Yuan looked back at Su Yang, and suddenly said with a smile, "My friend Su Yang, don't you want to listen to my explanation?" "What's there to explain?" Su Yang frowned. "Haha, more than 100 years ago, I did go to the Kunlun Su family and killed many people," Lin Yuan said to himself, "but the people I killed were all traitors of the Kunlun Su family. They colluded with the 10 clans and worked with Zeman Fengyun from inside and outside to plot to destroy the Su family. I knew about this, but with my ability, I couldn't stop it, so I had to get rid of them in the melee." Lin Yuan continued, "Because of this incident, Zeman Fengyun was quite dissatisfied with me, but it was not easy to point it out, otherwise it would be an open enemy of me, which would be disadvantageous to him." "Huh?" These words made Su Yang fall into deep thought. He stared at Lin Yuan and said lightly, "How do you explain what happened later? You are talking about Su Shenbing, right?" "Haha, I was entrusted by someone to destroy his true energy." Lin Yuan laughed lightly. "Otherwise, with my ability, I could completely avoid misfuring and poison Su Shenbing and Shi Yuan to death without anyone knowing. How could they survive until now? Also, chasing you some time ago was just a show?" Lin Yuan continued, "Didn't you find that what I practiced was not the cultivation method you gave me? In fact, I had already found the method of cultivation from the 100 poison banner, and was just waiting for the opportunity." "Huh?" Su Yang was even more confused, and couldn't help asking, "Who asked you to do this?" "You can't say." Lin Yuan shook his head and said, "At least you can't say it now, but, my friend Su Yang, I can tell you that I will not really hurt you, I will only help you. And I hope you don't regard me as an enemy." Leaving a word, regardless of Su Yang's reaction, Lin Yuan strode away. "Stop, old poisoner, answer my last question." Su Yang was silent for a few seconds, then stared at the old poisoner's back. He pointed at Su Yufeng, a hermit from Fujian Mountain, lying on the ground, and said lightly, 30 years ago, after you had a dispute, you really didn't poison him, you just tried to scare him. Haha, the past is the past, there's no point in talking about it." Leaving behind this sentence, Lin Yuan's figure flashed a few times and quickly disappeared. Chapter 542, Su Jushi Awakens. After watching Lin Yuan leave, Su Yang hesitated for a few seconds but didn't pursue him. The old poisonous one's motive for saying so much was to achieve first place in the 100 sex martial arts competition and become the leader of the ancient martial arts alliance. Therefore, for the time being, he wouldn't leave Wudang. Su Yang now controlled Wudang's chain formations, and as long as the old poisonous one remained in Wudang, he couldn't escape his grasp. Therefore, Su Yang naturally had no rush to punish the old poisonous one. At this moment, Su Yang frowned slightly, pondering the old poisonous one's words. "He won't harm me, he'll only help me." What does that mean? Could he be a hidden hand left by my great-grandfather? Su Yang couldn't help but speculate. Su Yang's hatred for the old poisonous one stemmed from 3 main reasons. First, over 100 years ago, the Kunlun Su family was destroyed, and the old poisonous one had taken action. But just now, the old poisonous one explained that those he had killed were traitors who had betrayed the Su family. Second, over 20 years ago, the old poisonous one had poisoned Su Shenbing, completely depleting his powers. He also explained this, saying that someone had instructed him to do so. As for who it was, Old Poison didn't say. But Old Poison didn't kill. Could it be that the person who ordered him to do so was doing Su Shenbing good? Back then, Dad won first place in the 100 sex martial arts competition, showing off his brilliance and being too flamboyant, so the person behind the scenes asked Old Poison to dampen Dad's spirit? And some time ago, in southern Xinjiang, Old Poison attacked me with the same motive. But who was this person, and who was instructing Old Poison? Could it be my great-grandfather Su Wuji? The mystery was shrouded in mystery. Su Yang couldn't figure it out, but one thing was certain: over 20 years ago, Old Poison had the power to kill Dad, but he didn't. If Old Poison had used the 100 poison banner in southern Xinjiang, Su Yang might have died, too, yet he still didn't kill him. This meant that what Old Poison said might be true. As for whether it was true or not, Su Yang couldn't tell. Master, at this time, Ali next to him whispered, "Are you just going to let him go like this? This old guy has empty eyebrows." "You can't believe everything he says," Ali reminded. "I know," Su Yang nodded, smiled and said, "This man is cunning, so he can't be trusted easily. In that case, I might as well go and wipe him out," Ali said disdainfully. "If I take action, he will definitely die. Even if there is a 100 poison banner, it can't change the result, not for now." Su Yang shook his head, raised the corners of his mouth and said, "He can't escape from my palm. I want to see what tricks he wants to play." "Yeah," Ali nodded slightly, and then asked curiously, "Master, is your great-grandfather really in Wudang? Why can't I feel the strong aura of Wudang?" "I don't know either. He doesn't look like he's lying," Su Yang continued. "Don't worry, after the 100 sex martial arts competition is over, everything will be clear. There is one more thing, Master. He mentioned a person just now. He said that more than 100 years ago, a great man who could compete with the way of heaven appeared on the earth. Is this credible?" Ali asked doubtfully. "It's believable," Su Yang said seriously. "I've heard about this person from others." The other person Su Yang was referring to was Wang Yangming, a 24K pure handsome man. However, Wang Yang hadn't told Su Yang who this person, so powerful he could rival the heavenly Dao, was. Su Yang was now filled with doubts, but fortunately, everything would be resolved by the end of the 100 sex martial competition. Rivaling the heavenly Dao. That's terrifying. I wonder if he's still on Earth. After hearing Su Yang's answer, Ali muttered to herself, awe in her eyes, but also a hint of stubbornness and fighting spirit. "One day, I too will reach that level." Su Yang smiled, but didn't continue the conversation. Instead, he looked at Su Yufeng, a hermit from Fujian Mountain, who lay on the ground. Su Yang didn't know whether the old poisoner had poisoned him 30 years ago, but this time, the old poisoner had shown mercy, only administering a drug that could render ancient warriors unconscious. Normally, Su Yufeng would awaken after a maximum of 3 days and 3 nights of sleep, with no impact on his strength. However, Su Yang took action, a smile playing on his lips as he released his spiritual energy, awakening Su Yufeng. "Old poisonous creature, you dare to try to trick me? I'll kill you." Upon waking, Su Yufeng stood up and roared with fury. Simultaneously, a terrifying energies, emanating from the realm of a martial god of the land, swept through the room. Dust filled the air, tables and chairs shattered, and even the very air hummed. "Is this the martial god of the land?" Feeling Su Yufeng's might, Su Yang hurriedly stepped back, mobilizing his spiritual energy for defense, but found it difficult to withstand. Seeing this, Eri, who was standing nearby, rushed in front of Su Yang, blocking Su Yufeng's pressure. "You're courting death?" Then, Eri's eyes glared, and she threatened to teach Su Yufeng a lesson. Su Yufeng glanced around, but didn't see the old poisonous creature. Suddenly, he felt a terrifying gaze fixed on him. Glancing over, Su Yufeng noticed Eri's murderous intent, and his expression suddenly darkened. "Young lady, hold back. Is there some misunderstanding?" Su Yufeng hurriedly said. "HMPH, Eri sternly replied, "No misunderstanding. Your powerful aura nearly injured my master. You must die." Eri was about to strike. "Wait a moment," Su Yang stopped Eri, chuckling softly. "Eri, Master Su didn't mean to do that. He was trying to deal with the old poisoner. His aura wasn't directed at me." Right. Su Yufeng quickly explained, "Master Su is absolutely right. The old poisoner poisoned me, and I wanted to kill him, but I didn't expect Master Su to be nearby. HMPH, Eri, upon hearing this, withdrew her imposing manner and stood respectfully behind Su Yang. Su Yufeng breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing this. Master Su, how are you feeling? Are you feeling well? Su Yang asked with a smile. No, it's just like I had a good sleep and I'm full of energy now. Su Yufeng first answered Su Yang, then turned and asked with a puzzled look on his face, strange, the old poisoner clearly poisoned me, why am I fine, Mr. Su, you don't know. Su Yang smiled when he heard this and said, the poison that the old poisoner used was very vicious. It could have destroyed your internal organs, making you suffer unbearably and die bit by bit, but, I'm sure you also know that I am proficient in medicine. Now I am the master of the Medicine King Hall. I worked hard to eliminate the toxins in your body. After Su Yang finished speaking, he deliberately showed a hint of fatigue, pretended to wipe the sweat from his forehead, and continued, the poison that this old poisoner used was really tricky. It caused me to exhaust my spiritual energy. Chapter 543 Going to the City. Damn it, Su Yufeng raged, gritting his teeth. Old poisoner, I will never reconcile with you. I will fight you to the death. Turning to Su Yang, Su Yufeng said with gratitude, Mr. Su, thank you for detoxifying me. Su Yufeng, will always remember this favor. You're too polite, Master Su. It's just a small matter, not worth mentioning, Su Yang replied softly, a subtle glint in his eyes. This Fujian mountain hermit was no small figure. He sat high up in the 100-sex martial competition, and naturally held a certain status in the ancient martial arts world. Moreover, he was a land-based martial god, possessing unfathomable strength, even greater than the master of Qingchang Mountain. The old poisoner's poisoning had only succeeded, otherwise, Su Yufeng would have been difficult to deal with. Furthermore, since he had a grudge against the old poisoner, Su Yang was naturally happy to win him over. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If the old poisonous one was truly as good as he claimed, Su Yang could at most explain things and reconcile the two. If the old poisonous one had ulterior motives, Su Yufeng could be used to contain him. Furthermore, after the 100-sex martial competition, the ancient martial arts world would undergo a transformation and experience significant turmoil. If the ancient martial arts world develops in a positive direction, Su Yufeng's role would be even greater, perhaps even providing a boost. Regardless, befriending a land-based martial god wasn't a bad thing. Master Su, where's the old poisonous one now? This despicable villain, I can't bear this. I must settle accounts with him. Su Yufeng gritted his teeth. When he saw me treating you, he was furious and wanted to kill you on the spot. Su Yang fabricated a lie, saying seriously, although he appears to be only halfway through the foundation establishment stage, he possesses a supreme treasure, something like the 100 poison banner, which boosts his strength and makes him incredibly powerful. My guardians were able to force him back. Unfortunately, he ran too fast, so I didn't send my guardians after him, Su Yang said. Is that so? I didn't expect that bastard to have the 100 poison banner. No wonder he's so brazen, Su Yufeng muttered to himself, then expressed gratitude. Thank you, Master Su. Not only did you detoxify me, you saved my life from the old poisoner. You're truly a kind person. I'm grateful for your kindness. If there's any future use for me, Master Su, just let me know. I'll do my utmost, from top to bottom, in Fujian Mountain, Su Yufeng promised earnestly. Master Su, you really don't have to be polite to me, Su Yang smiled, then asked doubtfully, Master Su, do you know the 100 poison banner? Yes, Su Yufeng said coldly, that thing is a treasure deep in the clouds and mist. Not only does it require the tempering of hundreds of poisons, but it also requires the extraction of the essence and blood of hundreds of thousands of people before it can be successfully refined. It has been sealed in the depths of the clouds and mist for thousands of years and has never been born. I never expected that the old poisonous creature would break the seal and obtain the 100 poison banner. No wonder, how could someone as cautious as him, who is only half a step away from the foundation building stage, dare to participate in the 100-sex martial arts competition so openly? Humph. It turns out that he relies on such an evil thing, Su Yufeng continued, although I look down on the 100 poison banner, this thing is indeed very powerful. I believe that if a real fight breaks out, I may not be able to defeat him. He signed up for the 100-sex martial arts competition and has such a treasure on him. I believe no one can be his opponent. Having said that, Su Yufeng's gaze fell on Su Yang, and then said, Mr. Su, You are also a contestant in the 100 sex martial arts competition, and you have a grudge against the old poisonous man. In addition, because of me, you have a conflict with the old poisonous man. If the two of you meet in the competition, it will be difficult to resolve it. The old poisonous man will definitely not let you go, Su Yufeng said worriedly, and no one is allowed to interfere in the battle on the ring. If your protector takes action, he will inevitably be stopped by Abbot Zeman Fengai and Yuantong and others. No, Mr. Su, I'll leave first. I'm going to find the old poisonous man. I must take action in advance to prevent him from getting on the ring, Su Yufeng said, gritting his teeth. Mr. Su Yang smiled and said softly, don't worry about me, and you don't have to seek revenge on the old poisonous creature for the time being. I can deal with him. As for your grievances, let's settle them after the 100 sex martial arts competition. This, Su Yufeng met Su Yang's gaze, hesitated for a few seconds, and finally nodded. Since Mr. Su said so, then okay, but Mr. Su, you have to prepare early. Well, I know my limits, Su Yang nodded. That's good, Su Yufeng nodded, then said, young Master Su, you saved my life, and I don't know how to repay you. It just so happens that I have a residence in this city with a collection of energy stones. For cultivators, energy stones are spiritual stones, used for cultivation. Su Yufeng continued, I wouldn't have much use for them, but since young Master Su could use them, I'll give them all to you. Hearing this, Su Yang's eyes suddenly lit up, and he asked, how many are there? Not many, maybe 1,000 or 2,000. Su Yufeng smiled and said, to be honest, this was originally prepared for me. In fact, many years ago, I also wanted to give up my Zhanki and embark on a journey of cultivation, but after hearing that the 100 sex martial arts competition would bring about changes in ancient martial arts, I gave up the idea and decided to wait and see. If ancient martial arts decline, it won't be too late for me to switch to cultivation, Su Yufeng said truthfully. Do you have a cultivation technique? Su Yang asked, puzzled. Yes, Su Yufeng stroked his beard and nodded, saying, not only me. All the major famous mountains have them. Thousands of years ago, the cultivators did disappear, but the inheritance was not lost, Su Yufeng continued, but the rumor of ominous signs was very scary, and everyone was afraid of ominous signs. Coupled with the gradually intense spiritual energy on the earth, many people chose ancient martial arts, and over time, they became unwilling to practice cultivation. Of course, the most important point is that the cultivation techniques are sealed in the treasures of the major forces, and only the master of a mountain can access them, and the master of a mountain must have stood at the pinnacle of ancient martial arts. Who would be willing to give up a vast amount of true energy and start practicing cultivation from scratch? They all have cultivation techniques. Su Yang was a little surprised, and then asked curiously, if that's the case, why would a part of the forces in the ancient martial arts world choose to unite to destroy the Kunlun Su family? Aren't they after the cultivation techniques? No, Su Yufeng shook his head and said, the real purpose of those people is your great-grandfather's treasure, the 9-story glazed pagoda. Because that treasure can offset bad luck, one can advance unscrupulously. Even if one sets foot on the core formation stage, they will not be punished by the heavenly Dao, Su Yufeng said. Whoever obtains the 9-storied glazed pagoda will be invincible and will not be forced to walk the ancient starry sky road. Unfortunately, more than 100 years ago, no one obtained the 9-storied glazed pagoda. Having said this, Su Yufeng gave Su Yang a meaningful look, then smiled and said, Mr. Su, without further ado, come with me to the city to retrieve the energy stone. Okay, Su Yang nodded without refusing, and soon left with Eri and Su Yufeng. Chapter 544 Fuchin Villa. While Su Yang and the other two were heading to the city, Du Fiang's battle with young Master Modeo was nearing its end. Young Master Modeo possessed unfathomable poison skills. Had he not faced his master, Old Poison, in the previous match, he would never have lost. Fortunately, he emerged undefeated in the resurrection match, crushing all opponents and securing a spot on the next round. Young Master Modeo's strength was undeniable. However, Du Fiang was no small figure, having mastered the secret techniques of the Du family and Shenchang to perfection. The more powerful the ancestors summoned, the harder it was to control them. Similarly, the more they summoned, the more difficult it was to control. Even Du Fiang's father, Du Mingyan, the patriarch of the Du family, could only summon the souls of 2. Du Fiang, however, could summon the souls of 3 ancestors, instantly increasing his power to a terrifying level. Approaching the late stage of the divine sect in this state, Du Fiang was shrouded in black mist, a black blood mark appeared between his eyebrows, and the aura he emanated was terrifying. Among them was young Master Modeo. If it had been an ordinary late-stage divine master, young Master Modeo would have been confident he could have fought and even won. But Du Fiang was already a prodigy, and now his strength had skyrocketed to the late-stage divine master realm. Modeo naturally lost his confidence. The two exchanged blows for hundreds of rounds, but ultimately Du Fiang emerged superior, defeating young Master Modeo in the form of the third ancestor. Shencheng Du family, Du Fiang, wins. Seeing the outcome was decided, the referee announced the result on the spot. I actually lost. Modeo stood up, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, his eyes fell on Du Fiang, and he gritted his teeth and said, Du Fiang, you are awesome, but you shouldn't be so proud. I only lost slightly. If I have a chance next time, I will definitely defeat you, haha. Du Fiang stood proudly on the ring, revealing a faint smile, and said coldly, I'm at your service anytime, but, Mr. Modeo, I'm afraid you won't have the chance to fight me again. After all, I am destined to become the number one in the 100 sex martial arts competition and become the leader of the ancient martial arts. By then, our status will be very different, and you will just be my subordinate who can be mobilized at will. You, Modeo stared at Du Fiang with anger when he heard this, and then sneered, arrogant. Du Fiang, you just beat me. Why are you so arrogant? Don't forget, my master Zhu Juzi, under the alias Lin Yuan, also participated in the 100 sex martial arts competition and even defeated Shi Qiushan. Who do you think you are and how dare you covet the position of the leader of the ancient martial arts? Modeo said sarcastically. No point in saying more. Let's wait and see. Du Fiang dispersed the three souls within him, not even glancing at Modeo as he strode away from the scene. You boast so arrogantly, you'll cry someday. Modeo sneered again, then, remembering his defeat, glanced at Jin Shanksa on the high seat with a face full of shame, wishing he could find a crack in the ground to crawl into. He then quickly vanished into the crowd. Next match, Zeman Longine of the Kunlun Zeman family vs Zhao Zhenhuan, the prodigy of the sword sect, enter the arena, both contestants, immediately. The referee shouted, and Zeman Longine and Zhao Zhenhuan took the stage. At this moment, on the outskirts of the city, at Fuchin Villa. Major ancient martial arts sects maintain businesses in the city to ensure they have sufficient funds and can purchase food and daily necessities. This Fuchin Villa is one of Fuchin Mountain's businesses. Because it's close to Wudang Mountain, offering fresh air and a pleasant environment, Su Yufeng occasionally stays there. Naturally, this was Su Yufeng's permanent residence. The villa's backyard, never welcoming guests, remained sealed and guarded, accessible only to Su Yufeng. At this moment, Su Yang and Ali, led by Su Yufeng, arrived at Fuchin Villa and entered the backyard directly. Mr. Su, Miss Ali, please follow me. The energy stone is in my room. Su Yufeng smiled kindly, opened the door, and invited Su Yang and Ali in. Yes, Su Yang nodded, but instead of approaching, he looked at Su Yufeng's right finger. On Su Yufeng's thumb was a black ring with ancient patterns. An ordinary person wouldn't notice, but Su Yang was different. He immediately recognized it as a stored ring. Su Yufeng knew that energy stones were spiritual stones used by cultivators, and he harbored aspirations of becoming one. Therefore, energy stones were extremely valuable. If that's the case, why did Su Yufeng keep the energy stones in a mountain villa in the city? Wasn't he worried about losing them? If they were in Fuchin Mountain, Su Yang could understand, but this wasn't Fuchin Mountain. The entire villa didn't even have a heavenly sect expert, and the strongest was only at the earthly sect level. Over 2,000 energy stones was no small number. Strange. This was indeed somewhat suspicious. Su Yang said, looking at Su Yufeng, then asked, the ring on your hand looks quite ancient. Is it the legendary storage ring? Su Yufeng was visibly stunned at this, then smiled and said, Su, why do you say that? I've never seen a storage ring before, and I'm just curious. Also, I was wondering, if you have a storage ring, why don't you keep the energy stones in it? Su Yang said casually, seemingly unconcerned, but in reality, he was observing Su Yufeng's reaction. Haha, Su Yufeng paused, a strange look flashing in his eyes. Then he laughed, young Master Su, you think too highly of me. After the disappearance of the Kilgan practitioners of the pre-Qin period, No one could refine a storage ring anymore. Alchemy and weapon refining techniques were only mastered by cultivators at or above the foundation establishment stage. As a result, there are very few ancient elixirs, powerful weapons, and the like left. How could I possibly own something like a storage ring? I'm just wearing an ordinary ring. Su Yufeng chuckled softly, and, young Master Su, you're right. If I had a storage ring, I'd have to carry the energy stone with me at all times. Oh, I was hoping to see a storage ring, but it looks like that wish won't be realized. Su Yang responded with a smile, a hint of disappointment on his face, but a sneer flickered in his eyes. This Su Jushi has bad intentions. But, a fool like me, who's been fooled around by that old poison, still wants to play tricks on me. Isn't that rather unwise? This idiotic acting is completely lacking in quality. Anyone with a bit of common sense can see that. Do you really think I, Su Yang, am an idiot? Haha, Mr. Su, I want to see the storage ring. You'll have a chance later, Su Yufeng. Come in. I'll take you to the energy stone first, okay? Su Yang smiled and nodded. Eager to see what Su Yufeng was up to, he led Eri into the room. Clang. But the next moment, there was a sound of metal clashing, and the walls of the room collapsed. Su Yang realized that he hadn't entered an ordinary room, but an iron cage. Chapter 545, Meteorite Cage. At this moment, the walls of the room collapsed, and surrounding them were iron bars as thick as wrists. The ceiling of the room was sealed, and it was obvious that this iron cage had been prepared for a long time. Mr. Su Yang looked around without panicking, then his eyes fell on Su Yufeng, and he smiled softly. Aren't you going to take me to get the energy stone? What do you mean? Haha. Seeing that Su Yang and Ali had fallen into his trap, Su Yufeng's foxtail was immediately exposed. He met Su Yang's gaze and sneered, Mr. Su, the energy stone is extremely precious, how could I give it to you? You are too whimsical. Oh, Su Yang raised the corner of his mouth and asked in confusion, Mr. Su, I have offended you, why did you design to imprison me? An innocent man is guilty of possessing a treasure. Su Yufeng stared at Su Yang and said in a deep voice, Mr. Su, hand over the 9-story glazed tower, maybe I can spare your life. 9-story glazed tower, yes, Su Yufeng said coldly, as everyone knows, the 9-story glazed tower can suppress ominousness. I have a cultivation technique, but these years, I've been afraid of ominous things and haven't dared to easily step into the ranks of cultivation. If I can only advance to the peak of foundation establishment, I'm not willing to give up my true key to cultivate, Su Yufeng continued. After all, those who reach the pinnacle of ancient martial arts are the land martial gods, and the peak of the land martial gods can fight against those at the peak of foundation establishment. After 200 or 300 years of hard training, although I haven't reached the peak of martial god, I'm already in the late stage of land martial god. I'm only one step away from reaching a realm comparable to the peak of foundation establishment. Naturally, I won't give up my true key and start cultivating all over again. Su Yufeng stared at Su Yang and said with a playful smile, however, once I have the 9-story glazed pagoda, it will be different. I can ignore ominous things, reach the peak of foundation establishment, and then advance to the core formation realm. Once I enter the core formation realm, not only will I be invincible, but I can also add hundreds or thousands of years to my lifespan. After the expiration of the period, I will have the opportunity to break through to the nascent soul realm, or even a higher realm, and ultimately achieve eternal life. Su Yufeng stared at Su Yang and said in a cold voice, Mr. Su, if you are sensible, hand over the 9-story glazed pagoda. Otherwise, you will surely die and no one can save you. Haha, so this is your purpose. Su Yang sneered repeatedly, and said, however, Su Yufeng, how do you know that the 9-story glazed pagoda is on me? More than 100 years ago, when Su Wuji was breaking through the nascent soul realm, he did not carry the 9-story glazed pagoda. He was dealing with ominous things while fighting against a thunder tribulation. I saw this scene with my own eyes. Su Yufeng changed the subject and said with certainty, therefore, the 9-story glazed pagoda must be on the descendants of the Su family. Back then, the major sects besieged the Kunlun Su family just to get the 9-story glazed pagoda, but unfortunately they got nothing. Su Yufeng continued, more than 20 years ago, a descendant of the Su family appeared. That person should be your father. He is so naive. With the background of the Su family, he dares to show up at the 100 Sects martial arts competition. He is simply courting death. If someone hadn't cleaned up the mess for him, he would have died without a doubt. Oh, this was not the first time Su Yang heard about his father's participation in the 100 sex martial arts competition, but he never knew that someone cleaned up the mess for his father back then, so he asked curiously, "Who cleaned up the mess for my father?" "Why should I tell you?" Su Yufeng said coldly. Mr. Su, stop talking so much nonsense. Where is the 9-story glazed tower, Su Yufeng? Just before, when the old poisonous guy wanted to kill you, I saved you. Now you want to attack me? Su Yang frowned. So what if it is? Su Yufeng felt a little ashamed, but then he said, Mr. Su, I am grateful for your help, but in front of the 9-story glazed pagoda, none of this matters. The life-saving grace is not worth mentioning, Su Yufeng said indifferently. However, I promise you that as long as you give me the 9-story glazed pagoda, I will spare your life. When I become invincible, I will avenge you, wipe out Zemin Fengyuan, take back Kunlun Mountain, and give you 1,000 years of prosperity for the Su family. As long as I am here, the Su family will exist. How about it? Interesting. Su Yang smiled playfully when he heard this. What you said is very tempting, but I can do this myself, so I won't bother Mr. Su. Huh? Stubborn, Su Yufeng said with a cold look in his eyes. Mr. Su, if you don't take out the 9-story glazed pagoda, don't even think about leaving the meteorite cage alive. Really? Su Yang looked at Su Yufeng, his lips curled. Do you really think this iron cage can hold me? Of course, Su Yufeng sneered. This iron cage is made of meteorite iron from outer space. Even a peak terrestrial martial god can't break it. Once inside, you're doomed. Young Master Su, I know your protector, Miss Ali, can rival Zemin Fengyuan and must be at the peak of the Foundation establishment stage. But she can't even think of breaking the meteorite iron cage. Just accept your fate, Su Yufeng said confidently. HMPH, you ungrateful bastard, courting death. Ali, standing beside him, could no longer endure this and immediately reverted to her original form. Buzz! A flash of white light flashed, and in an instant, a snow-white fox appeared within the iron cage. The snow-white fox, with 9 tails behind it, emanated a formidable aura. 9-tailed hellfox. Ali revealed her true form, her strongest form. Without the core formation, who could challenge her? This, Su Yufeng, standing outside the meteorite cage, witnessed this scene, his face suddenly turning pale with fear. He muttered, demons, demons, ever since the pre-Qin key cultivators disappeared, no demons have appeared on Earth. People in later generations have even thought of them as mere legends, Su Yufeng said in disbelief. Even I once believed demons didn't exist, but I never expected to see one today. Bang! Just as Su Yufeng was stunned, Ares' body had already crashed into the meteorite cage. In an instant, the cage buckled. Bang! The next moment, Ares struck again, this time breaking a piece of meteorite iron. Whoosh! Then, Ares transformed into a streak of white light and suddenly pounced on Su Yufeng, attempting to strangle him. Su Yufeng's face turned pale with fear, his pupils shrinking rapidly, and he tried to dodge. Unfortunately, facing Ares, he couldn't even escape. Death was certain. Wait a moment, Ali, spare his life. I have something to ask him. But then, Su Yang called out to Ali, then slowly emerged from the meteorite cage. Yes, Ali responded respectfully, transforming into human form and returning to Su Yang's side, staring coldly at Su Yufeng. If Su Yufeng dared to act rashly, Ali was certain to annihilate him in an instant. Young Master Su, I was wrong. I was possessed by a demon, my mind clouded by the 9-storied glazed pagoda. Please give me a chance. Su Yufeng came to his senses, realizing he couldn't escape Ali's grasp. He dropped to his knees and begged Su Yang for mercy. Haha, Su Yang sneered, lowering his head to gaze down at the terrified Su Yufeng. He said in a deep voice, answer me a question. Whether I kill you or not depends on my mood. Young Master Su, please ask, and I will tell you everything I know, Su Yufeng said hastily. Yet, Su Yang nodded, and then asked the question in his heart. Who was the person who cleaned up the mess for my dad more than 20 years ago? Chapter 546. Who could it be? At this moment, Su Yang exuded a fierce aura, his eyes as cold as a knife, and the pressure of the Immortal Emperor swept out. With Ali standing beside him, Su Yufeng's face turned pale with fear, and he dared not hide anything. Su. Young Master Su, Su Yufeng said hurriedly, I only remember that man's stature, but I don't know his identity. Huh? Su Yang raised an eyebrow and said in a deep voice, "Are you kidding me?" "No, young Master Su, I really don't know," Su Yufeng explained in a panic. "When your father withdrew from the 100 sex martial arts competition, many of the ancient martial arts masters didn't openly attack him. After all, although Su Wuji disappeared, his influence remained. Moreover, your father was accompanied by a powerful master, so no one wanted to be the first to act," Su Yufeng continued. "However, behind the scenes, many of the ancient martial arts masters refused to let your father go. Many secretly followed him, hoping to find an opportunity to seize the 9-story glazed pagoda. I remember that night, your father, the last of the Su family's descendants, and Shi Yuan, the supreme prodigy of the Fengshan land, were walking down the mountain. Several land martial gods decided not to follow and planned to join forces to locate the 9-story glazed pagoda. Among them was Zeman Fengyun, the patriarch of the Zeman family. At the time, Zeman Fengyun was still an ancient martial artist, not yet practicing cultivation. His strength was the strongest of them all," Su Yufeng continued. "The combined strength of 4 or 5 land martial gods would surely be no match for the Su family's remaining leader." But just as they were about to attack, a towering man slowly emerged from the darkness. He was masked, his features invisible. He single-handedly blocked the path of the 4 or 5 land martial gods and declared that any action against the Su family's descendants would require them to defeat him first. Faced with the sudden appearance of the masked man, everyone was naturally unafraid. One of the land martial gods immediately engaged him. Hearing this, Su Yang frowned and asked, "And then, isn't it possible to determine his identity based on the martial arts he used?" "No," Su Yufeng shook his head, his words filled with trepidation. "That man is powerful. With a single move, he forced the Qingchang Mountain Lord, an early-stage land martial god, to retreat. If I'm not mistaken, he's at least a late-stage land martial god, maybe even a peak martial god," Su Yufeng continued. "After he made his move, Zeman Fengyun stepped forward and asked you if he was determined to protect the Su family's descendants. He nodded, then Zeman Fengyun told everyone to disperse. He also said that with that person around, no one could take the 9-storied glazed pagoda, not even himself," Su Yufeng continued. "After that, Zeman Fengyun was the first to leave. Zeman Fengyun is the strongest. When everyone saw him leave, they naturally didn't dare to target the Su family's descendants anymore. From beginning to end, the mysterious master who cleaned up the mess for the Su family never showed his face." Su Yufeng smiled bitterly and said, "Mr. Su, everything I say is true. You have to believe me." "Yes," Su Yang nodded. It could be seen that Su Yufeng was not lying, and there was no need to lie. After a pause of a few seconds, he asked, "That person's strength is in the late stage of martial god or the peak of martial god. More than 20 years ago, there were not many masters of this level in the ancient martial arts world." "Right, not many," Su Yufeng responded. "It can be said that there are very few. There are no more than 5 people at the peak of martial god." "Who are they?" Su Yang asked. "Zeman Fengyun is one, and so is Wu Kengying, the wife of the old leader of Jilfang Mountain, who was murdered thousands of years ago," Su Yufeng said as he recalled. "Besides that, there's the old man of the ocean between the mountains and the sea, Abbot Yuan Tuang of Bodhi Mountain, and as for the old poisonous creature deep in the clouds and mist, his strength is a bit unclear, and his strength in the early stages of reincarnation is not very high, so he is excluded. Oh, and there's one more person, Shi Haohen of the Fengshan land. He's also a peak land martial god, and extremely powerful," Su Yufeng added. "He once used Taishan's magical skills to kill a peak martial god in 3 moves, shocking the entire ancient martial arts world. It was also that battle that established Taishan's status. In recent decades, Taishan has been the overlord of the ancient martial arts world, vaguely becoming the world's #1 force. However, the peak martial gods I just mentioned are only those on the surface. In reality, the major forces should have hidden foundations, but they have never revealed themselves. Those people will not easily leave their respective sects, and they are unlikely to clean up the mess for the descendants of the Su family." At this point, Su Yufeng speculated, "Young Master Su, could that masked figure be Shi Haohen? I can sense that Zeman Fengyun recognized that person, which is why he gave up on attacking the Su family's descendants, and with Shi Haohen's strength, he could easily force Zeman Fengyun back. If a fight had broken out, I'm afraid Zeman Fengyun would have suffered losses. After all, the Taishan divine art is too powerful." "Impossible," Su Yang denied it outright, shaking his head. I know something about what happened back then. If my father hadn't shown up, my mother, Xuantian, would have won first place in the 100 sex martial arts competition. The person who hated my father the most must be Xuantian. According to what you said, my mother was also with my father. It's good that Xuantian didn't intervene. He definitely wouldn't have helped my father and the others clean up the mess. Su Yang gritted his teeth at a mention of Xuantian, clearly still resenting his adopted grandfather. If he hadn't taken his mother away, how could his family have been separated? Su Yufang naturally saw Su Yang's dislike for Xuantian, so he stopped talking. You just said that Zimin Fengyan figured out that man's identity, Su Yang asked after a pause. Probably, Su Yufang replied uncertainly. Yes, Su Yang nodded. Instead of guessing, he might as well ask Zimin Fengyan directly. After building his foundation, he would attack Zimin Fengyan anyway. After defeating Zimin Fengyan, what wouldn't he be able to get out of him? Su Yufang, you've described it in such detail. It seems you were one of the land-based martial gods who wanted to attack my father back then, Su Yang suddenly sneered. Master Su, Su Yufang said with deep fear, I truly know I was wrong. Master Su, please, for the sake of answering your question, give me a chance to reform. From now on, everyone in Fujian Mountain will follow your lead. Okay, Su Yang lowered his head, looking down at Su Yufang, who was kneeling on the ground. Then, he formed a soul contract and said coldly, spill a drop of blood and sign a master-servant contract with me, and I will spare your life. That, good. Su Yufang had heard a little about the methods of cultivators and naturally knew what a soul contract was. He hesitated for a few seconds, then gritted his teeth and dripped his fingertip blood onto the contract. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 547 Top 10 Quota. The next moment, a soul contract was formed. Su Yufang, the Lord of the Mountain and a late-stage land martial god, became Su Yang's servant, his life and death completely at the mercy of Su Yang's thoughts. Master, Su Yufang, still kneeling on the ground, greeted Su Yang respectfully, his eyes filled with awe. He could sense the power of the soul contract. A single thought from Su Yang could end his life, and so he naturally held him in order. Well, rise. Su Yang nodded gently, raising his hand slightly, signaling Su Yufang to rise. Originally, Su Yang had no intention of killing Su Yufang. After all, Su Yufang was a late-stage land martial god, a formidable force. An ancient warrior of this realm could be used, which was why Su Yang deliberately smeared the old poisonous creature in an effort to befriend him. But the old fool refused to understand and continued to play tricks. Su Yang had no choice but to invoke the soul contract. Master, at this moment, Su Yufang took the initiative and said, you didn't see it wrong just now. What I'm wearing is a stored ring. If you want it, I can give it to you. Having signed a soul contract, Su Yufang quickly positioned himself. Furthermore, Su Yang was now a 9th level key training cultivator, with powerful demon protectors and even the title of Su Wuji's descendant. His future achievements were limitless. Following Su Yang might not be a bad idea, so Su Yufang didn't hide his feelings and offered his stored ring. I don't want the ring, but you mentioned energy stones earlier. If you have any, give them all to me, Su Yang said calmly. Yes, Su Yufang nodded respectfully and placed the over 2,000 energy stones in the stored ring on the ground. Su Yang saw this and, with a sudden thought, stored them in his own stored ring. Su Yufang smiled wryly at this. So, Master, you've known about my tactics all along and have been pretending not to have seen the storage ring. Recalling his previous actions, Su Yufang smiled bitterly. I don't have a match today. Let's go back to Wudang tomorrow. Su Yufang, find me a room, Su Yang instructed. Yes, Su Yufang didn't hesitate and quickly arranged for Su Yang to be in a secluded room. As for Su Yufang, he returned to Wudang and continued to take the referee seat. Meanwhile, Su Yang, calm as a river, meditated in his room, preparing for the foundation establishment stage. Foundation establishment is the most crucial stage for a cultivator, determining their future achievements. Only by thorough preparation can one avoid the influence of inner demons. This is especially true for the technique Su Yang cultivates, the 9 nether prison suppression technique, which originates from the 9 nether hell, requiring careful attention to foundation building. At this moment, the 100-sex martial arts competition was in full swing. The battle between Zeman Longyan and Zhao Zunhun was a foregone conclusion, with Zeman Longyan emerging victorious. Shortly thereafter, Zeman Huxiao also triumphed, defeating an unknown prodigy and successfully advancing to the next round. Afterward, Fozi Wuji, Zhao Zihiro, and many other prodigies advanced. The competition, originally scheduled for 2 or 3 days, concluded before 8 o'clock that evening. The next day, Su Yang emerged from his meditation and, along with Ali, arrived at the Jilfang Inn in the ancient Wudang town. There, he met Jin Shangsu. "Zuier, where's Yao Yao? Why don't I see her?" Su Yang asked with a smile. "As soon as we meet, you ask your daughter, Su Yang, who's more important to you, me or Yao Yao?" Jin Shangsu retorted with a smile. "Well," Su Yang rubbed the bridge of his nose and said evenly, "both are important. You're both important. Zuier, you're not jealous of your daughter, are you?" Jin Shangsu smiled, not taking it too seriously. "I sent someone to send Yao Yao away. She's already competed, so there's no point in her staying in Wudang Mountain. Besides, don't let Wudang Mountain seem peaceful now. After the 100-sex martial arts competition, there will surely be a major upheaval. It's too dangerous for her to stay here," Jin Shangsu said sternly. Hearing this, Su Yang said, "Zuier, the chaos you mentioned refers to the 10 ancient clans." Jin Shangsu asked in surprise, "How did you know?" "Yesterday I went to see Old Poison and talked to him for a while," Su Yang said. "I see," Jin Shangsu nodded, then reminded, "Su Yang, although I don't know what the old poisonous creature said to you, you have to be careful of this old thing. He has always been cunning." "I understand." "Yeah," Jin Shangsu nodded slightly, and then said, "I wanted to tell you about the 10 ancient clans before, but I was afraid that you would worry too much, so I never mentioned it, but don't worry, the 10 ancient clans could enslave the ancient martial arts world in the past, but now it is not necessarily the case." Jin Shangsu continued, "The ancient martial arts world today is completely different. Although the 10 ancient clans are all cultivators, they are restricted by the laws of heaven and cannot set foot on the Jinden and foundation building realms. Cultivators on land can easily compete with them." Jin Shangsu said seriously, "My grandfather will arrive in Wudang soon. Not only that, I just received news that the hidden foundations of the major sects are on their way. Even if the 10 ancient clans show up, they can't destroy the changes in the ancient martial arts world. Su Yang, what you need to do now is play the competition seriously and strive for a good ranking, within your ability," Jin Shangsu soothed. "Okay," Su Yang smiled and said, "Zuier, just sit back and watch me perform. I'm definitely going to win the championship." "Nine Peaks leader? That's too low level. I'll make you the wife of the ancient martial arts leader, and you'll rule the ancient martial arts world," Su Yang promised. "Just do your best," Jin Shangsu smiled, then said, "By the way, the top 10 spots have been announced. Do you know who they are? Tell me about it," Su Yang said with a smile, curious. "The first to advance is Taoist Wang Yi, and the second is Wang Fuge," Jin Shangsu narrated. "Next are Old Poison, Du Fiang, Zeman Longyan, Zeman Huxiao, Buddhist Wuji, Zhao Zihiro, and you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zuier, including me, that's only 9 people, not 10 advancing. Don't bully me because I can't count," Su Yang said casually. "Don't worry about the last person. He is a contestant from Laojin Mountain. His name is Jun Wu Iao. He is in the middle stage of the defied sect and is unremarkable," Jin Shangsu responded. "He relied entirely on good luck. He didn't meet the top prodigy. He fought to the end in every game and was seriously injured. He barely advanced to the top 10. I watched yesterday's game. Jun Wu Iao's opponent was also an unknown prodigy. The two fought for more than an hour, and in the end Jun Wu Iao narrowly won." Jin Shangsu smiled lightly. "You can easily kill Song Qingyang alone. This person is not to be feared. For the top 10 promotion match, you need to draw lots in public on the ring today to decide your opponent. Now it is rumored outside that whoever draws Jun Wu Iao will definitely advance to the top 5. Jin Shangsu smiled. "It's almost time. Wang Fuge and Zhang Magu have already gone to the ring. Su Yang, let's go to the live draw. I hope you can continue yesterday's good luck and draw Jun Wu Iao." "Haha, Zuier, I wish you good luck." Su Yang smiled lightly, then left the Jilfang Inn with Jin Shangsu. Chapter 548. "Brother, what do you think of me?" Not long after, Su Yang and Jin Shangsu arrived at the 100-sex martial arts competition. As for Ali, she disappeared, hiding in the shadows, ready to protect Su Yang at any moment. At that moment, the arena was crowded with people. It was clear that the top 10 match had attracted quite a crowd. Wang Fuge and Zhang Megu were standing in the crowd. Wang Fuge spotted Su Yang immediately and ran over to greet him. "Oh my god. Young Master Su, you've finally shown up. What were you doing yesterday?" Wang Fuge said excitedly. "You have no idea how exciting yesterday's match was. Zeman Longyang and Zeman Huxiao were both incredibly tough, and that little lover of yours, Zhao Zihiro, is amazing. She wields the Lotus Sword. While her sword intent isn't as strong as mine, her moves are unpredictable and ridiculously powerful," Wang Fuge continued, "especially that bald, dickless fellow. He's truly terrifying. His appearance is majestic, seemingly invulnerable. I feel like today's match is over." At the end, Wang Fuge revealed a hint of frustration, clearly unhappy. "Haha, even if we only make it to the top 10, it's still pretty good. With your performance, you'll satisfy the Liu family," Su Yang consoled him. "That's true." Hearing this, Wang Fuge's pride returned, and he smirked. "I can make it to the top 10 if that violent girl Liu Chushan knew. She'd definitely admire me, and the Liu family would have to treat me like a guest of honor." "Hey, Brother Fuge, who is Liu Chushan?" Zhang Megu, standing beside him, asked in confusion. "My wife," Wang Fuge replied. A flicker of disappointment crossed Zhang Megu's eyes. "Ah, Brother Fuge already has a wife. What a pity, huh?" Wang Fuge's anus tightened at Zhang Megu's expression. He took a few steps back, looking at him warily. He asked cautiously, "Brother Megu, what do you mean? You don't have any feelings for me, do you? I'm warning you, I'm a real man, a straight man. Don't let your imagination get in the way, or we won't even be friends," Wang Fuge said seriously. "Fuck," Zhang Megu's face darkened instantly, and he couldn't help but swear. "Fuck, damn it," Wang Fuge hurriedly hid behind Su Yang, gritting his teeth and saying, "Damn it, Zhang Megu, you really have evil intentions towards me. You even said frankly that you want to. Fuck, I treat you as a good brother, but you want to fuck me. Humph, Zhang Megu, you beast, I misjudged you." "Fuck," Zhang Megu's face darkened even more, and he gritted his teeth and said, "I have a cousin who is as beautiful as a flower and in her 20s. I was planning to introduce my cousin to you, so I feel sorry to know that you have a wife." "What are you talking nonsense about here?" "Ahem, so that's how it is." Wang Fuge figured out the truth, felt a little embarrassed, and said awkwardly, "Haha, Brother Megu, make it clear next time to avoid misunderstandings. Did you give me a chance to speak?" Zhang Megu rolled his eyes at Wang Fuge. "Okay, Brother Megu, calm down, don't take it seriously, just think of it as a joke." Wang Fuge smiled and explained, "Actually, it's not my fault, it's mainly young Master Su's fault. He has been thinking about me for a long time. Every time he looks at me, his eyes are not right. He has hinted to me many times that he doesn't have any requirements for gender. That's why I subconsciously think you, young Master Wang." Before Wang Fuge finished speaking, Su Yang interrupted with a gloomy face, "What did you say just now?" "Huh, young Master Su, I didn't say anything, Ouch!" Wang Fuge was about to explain when Su Yang raised his foot and kicked Wang Fuge on the butt. Scared Wang Fuge, he covered his mouth and ran away. "Young Master Su, can you be a little gentler? You hurt my butt," Wang Fuge complained to Su Yang, then trotted away and hid far away. "Fuck, I just kicked you. What's the point of hurting your butt? If you can't talk, then don't say anything." Su Yang glanced at Wang Fuge, but didn't chase after him, fearing that Wang Fuge would say something unpleasant and offend his ears. "Su Yang, I didn't expect you to be so interested in men's butts," Jin Shangsu said with a smile, crossing her arms. "Hey, don't listen to what Wang Fuge says." Su Yang touched his nose awkwardly. "Cousin." Just then, Shi Jiushan from the Fengshan land walked over and greeted Su Yang immediately. "Cousin," Su Yang responded with a smile, then asked with concern, "How is your injury? I saw you were seriously injured yesterday." "I'm almost healed. There are ancient elixirs for healing in the Fengshan land. My injury is nothing," Shi Jiushan sighed and said, "It's a pity that I lost the game and stopped in the top 20. It's good that your injury has recovered." Su Yang nodded, and then comforted him, "Cousin, it's normal to win or lose in a game. Don't take it to heart. Besides, you are just unlucky. Your opponent is an old poison creature who has practiced for hundreds of years. Even if you lose, it's not shameful. Losing is losing. I won't make any excuses, cousin. You don't have to comfort me. I'm not someone who can't afford to lose. Shi Jiushin smiled indifferently, and then said with a smile, it's just that I can't get Grandpa to release Aunt Yuan through my own efforts. Cousin, I heard that you and Grandpa also have an agreement. As long as you can win first place, Grandpa will accept you and allow you to go to the Fengshan land to see Aunt. Shi Jiushin encouraged him. So, cousin, in the next match, you must give it your all. Even if not for yourself, then for Auntie. Don't worry, cousin. I'm determined to win first place in the 100 sex martial arts competition, Su Yang said seriously. Haha, you're dreaming in broad daylight, Su Yang. You better pray you don't run into me. Just then, Zeman Huxiao passed by and, naturally hearing Su Yang's words, scoffed before striding onto the ring. Zeman Huxiao, haha, you've already lived 2 extra days. Today you must die? Su Yang stared at Zeman Huxiao's back, his eyes narrowed slightly, a murderous intent surging in them. Cousin, stay calm. Don't bother with him. Let's fight it out outside the ring, Shi Jiushin said, patting Su Yang on the shoulder. Yes, Su Yang nodded. Also, Shi Jiushin warned solemnly, cousin, you must be wary of Lin Yuan, the old poisoner. He's already reached the half-step foundation building stage, a higher realm than you, and he must have other means. The poisonous mist he released yesterday was truly powerful. If it weren't for the black poisonous mist, he might not have been able to defeat me. Understood, cousin, I won't take it lightly, Su Yang smiled and nodded. At this time, the referee's voice came from the arena. The 100 sex martial arts competition will have 10 contestants to select 5. Please come to the arena and draw your own opponents. Chapter 549, Laojin Mountain Junwu Iao. As the referee finished speaking, the top 10 contestants took to the stage one after another. Cousin, let's stop chatting. I'm going up. Su Yang said goodbye to Shi Jiushin and gave Jin Shangsu a smile, signaling her not to worry. Then he strode onto the stage with great strides. The rules of the lottery were simple. 5 jade pendants were present, each broken in half and placed in a special, opaque box. The 10 contestants each drew half a jade pendant. The 2 whose halves matched would become opponents. Under the referee's guidance, the opponent drawing process proceeded smoothly, and the results were quickly announced. Wang Fugi was unlucky and drew Wudang's Wang Yi. Lao Du's opponent was Zhao's Hero from Mount Emily. Du Fiang's opponent was Zeman Huxiao. Zeman Longang's luck was also quite bad, drawing Fuzzy Wuji. As for Su Yang, it seemed his luck was quite good. His opponent was Junwu Iao, a seemingly unremarkable figure from Laojin Mountain. As soon as the results came out, the crowd erupted in excitement. Holy crap! Su Yang's lucky again, he got a buy the first time, and now he gets the weakest Junwu Iao. What a coincidence. If there's no insider information, I wouldn't believe this, really. Twice in a row. I refuse to accept this. Wudang must be behind this. This is shady stuff. I demand a redraw. For a moment, the crowd was abuzz. Quiet. Wang's Hongyan was immediately displeased upon hearing these remarks. He stood up and said in disapproval, everyone, please do not slander Wudang. Wudang has always been fair and open to the public. You saw the draw with your own eyes, with the witnesses of several experienced people on the stage. How could it be fake? Young Master Su was just incredibly lucky. He drew Junwu Iao. It has nothing to do with Wudang, Wang's Hongyan said seriously, don't be dissatisfied. Sometimes, luck is part of strength. Yesterday, young Master Shi Jiushin from the Fengshan land had the bad luck of drawing the old poisonous creature Lin Yuan, and was eliminated, only to make it out of the top 20. Do you see him complaining? Wang's Hongyan demanded. Upon hearing these words, everyone in the room fell silent. After all, it had nothing to do with him, and no one wanted to cause Wudang's dissatisfaction over this matter. However, on the ring, Zeman Huxiao was displeased and stepped forward, saying, Master Wang, I know everything you said, but this is too much of a coincidence. How could Su Yang have the best luck twice? Oh, Wang Chongyan's gaze fell on Zeman Huxiao, and he frowned. Zeman Huxiao, what do you think should happen? Zeman Huxiao smiled and said casually, if you ask me, let Su Yang and I switch positions. I'll fight Junwu Iao, and he'll fight Du Fiang. Zeman Huxiao knew Junwu Iao's strength very well. He had only barely won in previous matches, and his opponents were all very weak, barely stronger than an average mid-stage divine sect cultivator at best. Isn't that a true experience, treasure? If you were to fight Zhen Wu Ayao, he was confident that he could defeat him in less than 10 rounds, win the match, and successfully advance to the top 5. But Du Fiayang was different. Although Zimin Huxiao had never fought Du Fiayang, he had witnessed it firsthand. Du Fiayang used the Du family's secret technique to invite the souls of 3 ancestors to possess him, and was able to defeat the Ink Blade Master in the depths of the clouds and mist. His strength was too strong. Zimin Huxiao was not sure he could defeat Du Fiayang, so he proposed to swap opponents with Su Yang. Haha, the second young master Zimin is so cunning. Everyone knows that Zhen Wu Ayao is the weakest, Zhen Wu Ayao of Laojin Mountain. From the previous competitions, we can see that he is far inferior to young master Madeo and Shi Qiushan. He is not worthy of the top 10 status at all. He is just lucky and comes here to make up the numbers. Yes, whoever draws him can easily advance to the top 5. Zimin Huxiao is really rude and directly proposes to exchange opponents with Su Yang. Impossible. After everyone discussed it, Wang Chongyan bluntly refused. Zimin Huxiao, do you think the draw just now is a joke? You can change it just by saying it, Master Wang. At this time, Zimin Fengyan next to him smiled lightly. You can't say that. This is a matter of Su Yang, Zhen Wu Ayao, Du Fiayang, and Zimin Huxiao. Let's not be too arbitrary. Ask them for their opinions. If all 4 of them agree to the exchange and it does not affect other contestants, then there is no harm in exchanging them, Zimin Fengyan suggested. This, Wang's Hongyan paused for a few seconds before nodding and saying, well, Patriarch Zimin has some truth to his words. We shouldn't be so arbitrary. Su Yang, Zhen Wu Ayao, Du Fiayang, now that Zimin Huxiao has proposed an exchange, what are your thoughts? Wang's Hongyan looked around at Su Yang and the other 2. I have no objection. It doesn't matter who I fight against, Zhen Wu Ayao said. He was dressed in a white robe, a jade belt around his waist, and a long sword slung diagonally to his left. His hair was about 10 centimeters long and pale yellow. This person was Zhen Wu Ayao. At this moment, Zhen Wu Ayao held a wine goblet in his hand and casually answered Wang's Hongyan's question, tilting his head back to take a sip. He looked naturally carefree. It's worth noting that Zhen Wu Ayao's eyes were blank, as if he didn't care about anything, simply letting things take their own course. Well, consider it your abstention. If they both agree, we can exchange. Wang's Hongyan nodded, then looked at Su Yang and asked, Su Yang, what are your thoughts? Su Yang was looking at Zhen Wu Ayao with a playful smile on his face. This Zhen Wu Ayao is not simple. He actually hides his strength, and I can't see through his realm. He must have a treasure on him that suppresses his aura and hides it from everyone. If I didn't have the soul of an immortal emperor, I wouldn't be able to detect it. Although I don't know his realm, my intuition tells me that he is very strong, at least on the level of Wang Yiwuji. Su Yang thought to himself, logically, I should fight him. Maybe he can force me to use my full strength and step into the foundation building stage. However, since Zimin Huxiao has jumped out, let Zimin Huxiao fight him first. Su Yang, Wang Chongyan reminded Su Yang when he didn't even answer, don't feel psychologically burdened. Don't give up the opportunity to advance to the top 5 for the sake of so-called face. I suggest you refuse the exchange and fight Zhen Wu Ayao, so as not to stop here. Thank you, Sect Master Wang, for your kindness. Su Yang first thanked him, then said, however, this opportunity should be given to Zimin Huxiao. After all, second young master Zimin is so weak. Only this way can he have the chance to advance. I'm different. I'm confident I'm invincible and disdain to fight the weakest. Su Yang smiled, mocking Zimin Huxiao with his words. Haha, Su Yang, go ahead and show off your rhetoric. You'll regret it later. Zimin Huxiao was overjoyed to hear Su Yang agree, and even though Su Yang mocked him, he didn't get angry. Well, Du Fiayang, what about you? Are you willing to change your opponent? Wang's Hongyan looked at Du Fiayang again. Yes, I've long wanted to see the skills of the Su family's descendants. Du Fiayang agreed immediately, his eyes fixed on Su Yang, a murderous intent flashing in his eyes. Chapter 550, the 8th Style of Hunan Divine Art. Some time ago, Du Fiayang's father, Du Yuanming, died at Yian Villa in Jiangbei. After investigation, Du Fiayang learned that Su Yang was the one who killed Du Yuanming. He participated in the 100 sex martial arts competition, not only to win first place, but also with a second goal, to kill Su Yang and avenge his father's death. Du Fiang had been simmering with anger for several matches, having been left without Su Yang. Now, with his consent, he could face Su Yang, so what was there to hesitate about? Therefore, Du Fiang decisively accepted, eager to annihilate Su Yang. Even if Su Yang was only at the 9th level of key training, wouldn't it be easy for him to defeat him with the help of his ancestors and the Du family's secret techniques? Sensing Du Fiang's murderous intent, Su Yang met his gaze, a playful smile playing on his lips. Previously, the head of the Du family in Shenzhen, in alliance with Zhang Changsheng and Gu Hongyu, had put pressure on the Medicine King Hall. Su Yang then struck, slaughtering them all, including the Du family patriarch. Du Fiang must have known he was the one who killed Du Yunming, hence his fury. However, Su Yang didn't care, completely disregarding Du Fiang and even secretly rejoicing. If his opponent had been anyone else, Su Yang would have struggled mightily. But with Du Fiang, the situation was different. Su Yang possessed a secret technique that allowed him to bind souls, a perfect counter to the Du family's ancestral possession. If Du Fiang dared to summon the souls of his ancestors before Su Yang, he would instantly seize them, even using them as nourishment to strengthen his own spiritual power. Wang's Hongyan sighed, his eyes etched with regret as he looked at Su Yang, as if blaming him for his impulsiveness and poor decision. But since Su Yang and the other two had agreed, he naturally followed Zuman Huxiao's instructions and had Zuman Huxiao and Su Yang swap opponents. Alright, if you four agree, I won't stand in your way. From now on, Su Yang's opponent will be Du Fiang, and Zuman Huxiao will face Zhenwu Ayao. Wang Chongyan looked at the referee nearby and asked, how are the matches scheduled? Who will face off first, Master? It was originally Su Yang versus Zhenwu Ayao. Now that the positions have been changed, it's Zuman Huxiao versus Zhenwu Ayao, the referee said. Well, let's begin. A quick fight. This match isn't very exciting. Wang Chongyan clearly had no hope for Zhenwu Ayao. With a few words, he returned to his seat. Immediately afterwards, Su Yang, Du Fiang, and the other prodigies also left the ring. At this point, only Zuman Huxiao and Zhenwu Ayao remained, and the match officially began. Su Yang, thank you. The two didn't fight immediately. Zuman Huxiao even glanced at Su Yang below, a playful smile on his face, and thanked him. If you hadn't agreed, I wouldn't have been sure of advancing. But now, I've already secured a spot on the top 5. Isn't it too early to say that now? Su Yang chuckled softly from below the ring. Haha, not at all. Zhenwu Ayao is only slightly stronger than the average mid-stage divine sect cultivator. I can defeat him with a few tricks, Zuman Huxiao sneered. On the contrary, you, Su Yang, not only missed the chance to advance, but also have to face Du Fiang. I think Du Fiang has strong murderous intentions towards you. If nothing unexpected happens, you'll die in the ring. This is just as well, it saves me from having to kill you, ignorant. Su Yang simply sneered and didn't continue the conversation. Have you said enough? Can we start fighting now? Zhenwu Ayao said impatiently. As he spoke, he tilted his head back and took a sip of the wine in his gourd. Haha, Zhenwu Ayao, who gave you the courage to speak to me like that? Seeing Zhenwu Ayao's demeanor, Zuman Huxiao frowned slightly, his gaze fixed on him, a surge of discontent, a feeling of challenge to his authority. Zhenwu Ayao didn't reply, continuing to drink without even glancing at Zuman Huxiao. Arrogant. Are you always this brave? Zuman Huxiao said coldly. Sorry, I'm always like this, Zhenwu Ayao said casually, already feeling a bit tipsy. HMPH, drinking in the ring. Zhenwu Ayao, you've successfully angered me. It's not easy for Laojin Mountain to produce a prodigy. I was planning to knock you off the stage, but now I've changed my mind. Zuman Huxiao's face darkened, and he snarled, I'll personally break your bones and make you crawl off the stage as punishment. With those words, Zuman Huxiao's patience was broken, and he charged at Zhenwu Ayao. Zhenwu Ayao put away his wine gourd, his eyes sharpening as he charged at Zuman Huxiao. Bang! 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 Just like that, the two of them started fighting, the true energy raging in the ring, and for a moment it was difficult to tell who was winning. Zhenwu Ayao is quite good. He's evenly matched with Zuman Huxiao. It's true that anyone who advances to the top 10 can't be that bad, Zeman Huxiao hasn't even used his Hunun divine art yet. If he had used it against Zhang Magu's strength, I'm afraid Zheng Wuiao would have been defeated in a few rounds. Zheng Wuiao didn't use his sword either. Is he hiding his strength? Haha, that's hilarious. Zheng Wuiao fought several matches, and no matter how difficult they were, he never used the sword at his waist. Some people speculated that he didn't know how to use a sword at all and only wore it for show. Indeed, in the 22-10 match, he only won by a narrow margin and was almost killed by his opponent. He didn't even draw his sword, so it's obvious he doesn't know how to use it. There's no such thing as hiding his strength. Zeman Huxiao got away with it. Su Yang is really something. Why did he agree to the exchange? What an idiot. Having said that, I still admire Su Yang. He faced challenges head-on, had the belief of invincibility, and dared to face powerful opponents. I have to admit that he is worthy of being a descendant of the Su family and has the spirit of Senior Su Wuji. The fight on the ring continued. Everyone had initially thought it would end quickly. After all, Zeman Huxiao's previous display of strength was enough to crush Zheng Wuiao. However, after a full half hour of fighting, the two remained inconclusive. Zeman Huxiao even unleashed his Hunun divine art, but Zheng Wuiao withstood. While it was difficult, fortunately, he escaped unscathed. This infuriated Zeman Huxiao, and with a furious roar, he unleashed his most powerful technique, the 8th form of the Hunun divine art. The Hunun divine art has 9 forms. I'm gifted, and through my practice, I've mastered the first 8. Since participating in the 100 sex martial arts competition, no one has ever forced me to use the 8th form, not even Zhang Magu, Zheng Wuiao. You've got reason to be proud that you can be defeated by the 8th form of the Hunun divine art. With these words, Zeman Huxiao waved his hands, and an endless stream of true energy surged. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.